I'm not quite. He was
What I'd
on an
love to know
episode of
is-
the ER in 2003.
I'd love to know if he has any soundtrack credits. That's what I want to know.
So was James Franco. No, he was General Hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I forget.
I think
James
General
Franco,
Hospital.
IMDb. All right, we're gonna have to take a few minutes, Travis. I'm sorry.
I get a water.
Honestly, we could just make this Chris Pine night. We don't have to play
Chris
D&D.
Pine night. We're gonna watch Princess Diaries 2.
On loop.
Most famous film.
James Franco.
You remember he had like a cologne commercial like 10 years ago that was one of the funniest commercials I've ever seen in my life.
Chris Pine?
Well, yeah. He had a cologne commercial that was like, it was so serious it was a joke. Like it had to have been because it was so it just killed me. I can't describe it.
I remember Jared Leto had one that was pretty ridiculous, but
You know, Jared
that's not
Leto's the
surprising.
only Jared Leto is the only person alive that makes me think that there's a cabal of baby blood drinking people.
Yes.
And they all watch Morbius. The hit movie.
They all go, it's Morbin time, and then just start drinking baby's blood.
Yep. Listening to 30 Seconds to Mars.
I still tried to watch that movie when I was at Mom's. I got an hour in and I passed out.
But like that dude's like 51 or something.
Yeah.
He was on My So-Called Life, the hit show on MTV.
Chris Pine or Jared Leto?
Leto?
Jared Leto.
Okay,
That was like
I
his
don't know.
first role ever.
Yeah, that was before he did
Oh my
Requiem.
god. I don't understand why they. Because here's the thing: I don't think there's anyone who goes to see a movie because Jared Leto's in it.
No,
I think
he
there are
was,
people.
He was fine in Blade Runner, but like.
Oh, I
he
fucking
wasn't-
hated him in Blade Runner. But I think there's only two kinds of people when it comes to Jared Leto: people that don't care if he's in a movie, or people that absolutely hate that he's in a movie. And I don't think there's anyone that's like, "Yay, Jared Leto's in this movie."
30 Seconds to Mars fans.
Are there any of those? I don't.
Jared Leto's great in the House of Gucci.
He was
Yeah.
very good in
The
that.
whole time.
Yes,
All
he
I've
was.
seen is the scene of him going, "Why?" That's all I've seen. I haven't
He
seen
was
the movie.
good.
Are we ready?
Well, I
Yeah.
thought Jared Leto was going to naturally lead to another actor that we
My
could.
next,
Okay.
character, my next D&D character is officially going to be Jared Leto.
Here. Come
And
here.
he's going to be a vampire.
Vampire wizard. Super glamorous.
I was gonna say
Hey,
it's more.
we're already off to a good start tonight.
Uh-oh.
He's distraught.
All right. So
You're tired of me.
No.
we started last session as you guys were leaving the town of Succumber, heading towards the northwest, towards Olivin. As you guys began on your journey, more and more crows were following you in pursuit overhead. During the first leg of the journey, Calvon spoke with you and said that he was going to make for Waterdeep as he had some business to take care of there and meet you on the road northward towards Mirabar. So he departed as you guys continued onwards, sleeping at night where crows pretty much were surrounding your camp. Salazar raised the tiny hut where you guys slept for the night, but during the sleep, Harshnag on the outside intercepted a large winged devil as he cleaved it out of the sky, flying around the camp. Being alarmed by this, Aldrim headed out to talk with Harshnag and look at the creature. And when he got out there, him and I think somebody from inside the hut as well noticed some humanoid figures approaching as three bearded devils approached the camp as you guys were attacked by devils who seemed to be seeking ISO out, led by their leader who seemingly could go invisible at will as he prepared his crossbow bolt and tried to strike a fatal blow onto ISO, who survived. But you guys got in a fight with him and all the devils, where you were eventually victorious, as the large one that seemed to be hunting ISO did unfortunately escape and survived. You guys continued on your journey. You noticed the crows became lighter and lighter as you made your way away from the high forest. But on your journeys, you noticed that food had gotten very barren in the land surrounding the hill giant camp that you had previously discovered. After a few unsuccessful hunts, you guys decided that it might be best to try to deal with the hill giant camp once and for all, in a hope that you would be able to requisition some food from there and stop the food issue for the foreseeable future. You guys made your way to the hill giant lair, Grudd Haug, where you previously had assaulted before. This time choosing to go towards the main gate with the shroud. I can't remember the exact name of the spell.
Pass without a trace.
Pass without a trace that Amanda casted. You guys were able to sneak right by all the orcs and the wyvern in the very front of the camp and get right up to the entrance of Grudd Haug, where Seldazar took control of the mind of one of the hill giants, who was Mork, who ran forward and attacked the chief for you, which was a very large 20,000-pound hill giant woman who sat upon a wagon. Fight broke out where you guys managed to focus into the chief and eventually kill her, causing a streak of panic throughout the rest of the hill giants as they began crying out that their chief had been slain and began running. So that's where we begin this session, as hill giants are getting killed and fleeing all around you, as we are still in combat here. I believe ISO had just popped back in from the astral plane and was screaming. As we'll, right from the top of combat, we'll start with Uldrum, surrounded by dead giants.
I'm gonna throw it's disadvantage, but a hand axe at this guy.
All right, go ahead and give me an
Run
attack roll.
forward and use my other hand to throw it. Ooh. 24.
24 hits.
What's a hand axe? I don't use these enough. 1d.
D6 plus strength.
11.
How do you want to kill him as he's running forward towards the boulder that Harshnag dragged into place to block the exit?
Yep. As I run past ISO, I just huck with my great axe in one hand. I grab that harness that has my hand axes right in the back and take it in one fell swoop, throw it, and it flips right into the back of his head as he just collides down into the ground. And that is my turn. I still have rage.
All right. This goblin here was in the process of fleeing, so he's going to drop down. Dex. He's gonna drop down, and as he drops down, he kind of stumbles on the edge and falls headfirst down as he cracks his skull against the hard ground, and his skull splits open, and he dies.
Oh.
He failed an easy dex check, and then I rolled 9 on his fall damage.
Yikes.
Jeez, we were gonna kill you, but you didn't have to go out that way. He was probably gonna get away, to be honest. That's sad.
No, he definitely was. As this goblin is gonna sprint in this direction.
Also, fucking crack his skull open.
Right. As is Wolfane's turn.
I'm gonna shoot at that little goblin trying to run away.
Alright, go ahead and give me an attack roll. Or
God,
goblin.
I'm blind as shit. What'd I roll?
Yeah, use your fingies.
26.
That hits.
And is Dragon next to me? Yes, he is. Of course he is. What a good boy. 8 plus 6 lightning damage from dragon as he imbues the shot.
How do you want to kill it?
Oh, just crackles, like we do, just electrifies.
Yeah, the arrow just pins his body right up against the wall as it like electrocutes him, and he like up against the wall as he is very much dead. Anything else?
Is he the only living creature I can see? Oh wait, can I see this guy over here?
Yes.
Yeah, we're shooting at him then. For nat 20. For 15 damage.
How do you want to kill him?
Just straight through his head.
It just goes like boom, as he just like falls
Does he also
straight
stick
down.
to the wall?
No, this
Or-
one
no,
it
he's
goes
at the ledge.
through with such speed that it just goes clean through, and he just topples over and falls 20 feet down to the ground.
Does this one also stick to the wall?
I didn't realize they were up on the platform that high up. I like it.
All right. Anything else?
I billow my cape.
All right. Cameron, you get to be Harshnag.
Snag.
As can you see the token and everything?
Yeah, how do I know what his actions are? Can I bring up his character sheet?
You should be able to double click on his token to bring it up.
You are correct. Cool.
And just for reference of what's alive in the room, you would have seen a hill giant run through this door over here in the distance.
Okay.
Other than that, there was a spell cast on these three who are still just standing there blankly as they're paralyzed.
Okay. So I can either attack the helpless people, or I can run after the person who exited.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know Harshnag very well. What does he most likely to do?
He's a good character, but his he does like hunt down and kill evil giants. So he is not scared of killing some evil giants pretty much.
Okay. Movement 40 feet. Man, even with my giant legs, I can't move more than 40 feet. It's a shame.
Oh.
Shit.
Baby steps.
I didn't realize my
Let's see here.
Hypnotic pattern give auto crit?
I think it's
Oh yeah, okay.
incapacitated.
Or is that just sleep?
It's sleep.
All right, there's no way we're catching these guys, so we
I think
will
it
go
would give
ahead
it would give
and
advantage though. That's
we'll go ahead and attack this person here with Gert's Great Axe,
Yep.
Oh my god, weenie.
which I don't. Can I look at the details of you, please? I'm trying to figure out what the
Yeah,
auto
if you-
attack is on it.
It's a plus 11 to hit,
Plus 11.
and then on a against giants, it's going to do 3d12 plus 7 damage.
yeah, it's
Right.
incapacitated.
All right, so 18 to hit.
Yep, that's
Okay, and then 3d6.
3d12
Oh, 3. Oh,
plus 7.
okay.
Oh, you don't even get advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Do you not get advantage on this?
No, they just can't take actions or reactions.
I didn't roll with advantage anyway, so was I supposed
Yeah,
to?
no, you weren't.
Oh.
I'm just once again trying to figure out what a status effect is, 'cause I get them all confused.
4, 8, so that's 12 plus.
Yeah, speed of 0, incapacitated.
Oh, yeah. 12.
19 plus whatever the plus was.
19 plus 7, so you do 26 points of slashing damage
Ah, cool.
as you slash into him, and he does awaken from his hypnotic pattern, but you do have multi-attack.
Cool. Attacks. Maybe I need to be in a different part of the character sheet. It doesn't say how many attacks I got on here, unless I'm just not looking.
It'll be 2.
2. Okay. Alrighty. And that's a 30.
That hits.
slobbering time.
30 to hit, please.
Ooh. 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 That's 28 plus 7, so 35 damage.
Yeah, you slash into him badly as he's like gushing blood right now as he's like frantically looking around the room,
Alrighty.
specifically
And
towards the chief.
I believe that would end Harshnag's turn then.
Horsnog.
This ogre is still hypnotic pattern, so it is Zelda's.
Hey. What do I want to do here?
Hello, it is me, Zeltazar.
Zelda.
Ugh.
I am going to. Oh no. Ah!
Oh no.
Well,
This is
I
what
forgot
it
that it's a
looked like.
cube, not a line!
What's that dog doing?
What's that dog doing though?
Here we go again. Greased up pig. Greased up pig.
What's in this spell list?
Cast grease.
What are these spells I chose forever ago? What the hell?
Can I use tiny hut here?
Can I use tiny hut? I'm gonna take a cat nap in the tiny hut.
Yeah, it'll be 100 rounds to cast tiny hut.
Shut up, Tom. I'm gonna cast Shatter. It involved me getting very close.
On saves. As the giant fails, but the ogre succeeds, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, yikes. Whoops.
24. Demolish. Demoosh.
There's a loud thundering sound coming from Seldazar as the wave emits out and blasts both of the ogre and the giant as they recoil back, and you see the hypnotic pattern disappear from this one's eyes as this one starts frantically looking around it as well at all the carnage. I can't speak today.
Well.
We're gonna have an auto quit me moment tonight.
Oh no, you auto quit me.
Oh no, don't quit me.
All right, anything else?
And I will give ISO Bardic Inspiration.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh, stunning.
Ooh, stunning.
This one is hypnotic patterned. So this one is going to yell out, "The chief is dead! Run!" As he is going to run this way. So Harshnagi will get an opportunity attack, if you would like.
Leave that motherfucker.
Which one of us is Shrimp Scampy in the chat?
Hi,
Hi.
it's me.
Your
Questions?
your response to the spam is just killing me.
Thank you. I don't even know what it said. I just saw the paragraph of text and knew it was a bot.
Cameron, it's your turn. Well, you can take an opportunity attack if you want.
Aha. Yeah, let's fucking take an opportunity attack. That is a 19.
That hits.
Sorry, I'm stoking my fire.
Fuel for the fire.
It went out because I'm a dumbass.
14. Okay, not bad. 23 plus so 30 points of damage.
How do you want to kill him?
Uh,
As
Just-
he's yelling about how
yeah.
the chief is dead.
as it starts moving away, just what am I holding? As a great axe, right? Or is it a great
Yeah,
sword?
it's a great axe.
So just sweeping the legs of the great axe and then just right down in the middle of the chest as they fall to the ground.
He falls to the ground with a loud thud.
And I'm going
As
to make a
his
character
cries go
choice for
silent.
Harshnag really quick and just say that he yells Harshnag.
I'll allow it. This one is going to continue running.
Oh, holy fuck, he was only right there? I couldn't see him, and so I thought he was long gone. I was like, I'll never catch him.
God, this hurts so
You're
much.
gonna catch me. You're wasting your time.
As
Well,
he
find something else
exits
to
the
do.
structure, and it is Iso's turn.
I'll stop screaming, and as I do, I'll just hold my arms forward at the what is that? Ogre. That I can see kind of regaining consciousness. And I'll cast Chaos Bolt as a second level spell. Ooh, nat 20.
Daddy daddy.
Natty daddy. So that's 2d8 plus 2d6. All right. I got doubles too. I got double 2 and 5 5. That's great. So it's gonna be cold damage. What is that? 2 2 5 5. That's 14 plus 2d8 plus 2d6. 12. Bad math in my head. 28 plus 14. Is that 40?
Yeah.
42?
42, yeah.
42 cold damage on this guy?
That hits. He's still standing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a streak of cold comes out to that guy, and it swirls when it hits him and leaps towards this one because of the doubles. All right, all right. 14.
14 hits. Yeah, 14 hits.
I had rolled another 20, and I was like, I don't think it actually like rolled at all. So I was like, fuck it, I'm re-rolling.
Just drop
So
it
that-
straight down. Yeah, hits.
Yeah, basically.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 17. We'll go with psychic damage. So just the cold erupts from the other one and just disappears, and that thing is just racked with pain in his mind.
Yeah, he starts like shaking his head as the hypnotic pattern disappears from his eyes, and he starts grabbing onto his head as he's yelling in pain. Oh!
And wild magic. That will surge.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Can only be good things. Positive vibes only.
You
take
can immediately
one.
take one additional action.
It's always a good one.
I assume I can't cast another spell, right?
No, you can because you didn't use a bonus action to cast any spells.
What? So
If you-
I
Whoa.
can't cast a spell?
You can, yes.
All right.
Because it's a bonus action that prevents you from like you can't cast a spell slot as an action and a bonus action. It has to be one or the other.
Oh,
But if you have
right.
multiple actions, Or a reaction. You can use your action and a reaction to cast spells still.
All right, I'll just cast another Chaos Bolt as a second level spell on the one I just. Actually, I'll cast it on the first one, the one that's near death. 21.
21 hits.
And where is that dice? 5, 6. 17 damage, and that's gonna be
How do you want to kill him?
just acid. A ball of acid just streaks out of my hand and just hits him right in the neck. Just melts.
Yeah, it
melts
just starts
through.
melting as this red ichor goo starts falling all over the ground as he starts yelling, but his jaw comes off, so it's like a gurgle as he falls to the ground dead.
Nice.
Oh, that's yucky.
Yucky.
Very normal stuff.
Very normal.
ISO is gonna
Just a bit average, eh?
She'll kind of backpedal.
You do have to roll
This
for
way.
search again.
Oh, right.
Whoops.
Well, I'd have to hit a 1, so.
Did you roll a 1?
No, you fucking didn't. Did you really?
Well, I have to roll a 1. Yep, I fucking rolled a 1. So I was over here. So if that matters, 56.
Your hair falls
Your hair
out.
falls out.
Wait, what?
My hair falls out, but grows back within 24 hours.
So after ISO just shoots this magic out of her hand, I assume you're yelling while you do it. It seems to be a common thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're yelling, Wolfane, up in front of you, you just see the hair start to just fall out of ISO's head as it just starts fluttering down to the ground.
Oh my god.
But she is now bald and runs backwards.
Sick. Great. Very eventful turn.
All right, Aldrin.
Love
your
that for
turn.
you.
I'll just run from here and throw another hand axe. Probably throw 2.
You still with all day, huh?
14 on the first.
14 hits.
Uh, 7 slashing on the first. And then I rolled double ones the second, so very much.
The second does not hit as you throw it and it strikes into the pillar over to the next to the ogre. Yeesh.
There's
Anything else?
Nope.
the number.
All right, Wolfane.
What am I doing? I'm just fascinated by ISO's ever-changing looks. My Foundry's doing that thing again where it's super slow. I'll shoot it, big boy. It's 19
19 hits.
plus 3. 6 damage on the first shot.
The arrow strikes into him.
And then I'll shoot at it again for 25 to hit.
25 hits.
And another 6, and I'll have the dragon imbue it with 3 lightning.
Yeah, both arrows just go thwip into him as he recoils a little bit from the electricity, but he's still standing.
What?
Thwip.
But-
All right, anything else?
I'll have my. I'll have the dragon dash up to him. My Foundry's doing that thing where it's super slow again. I don't know why it's thinking I'm trying to cast Goodberry. Okay. Yeah, I'll just move the dragon up. Then I'm good.
Alright, perfect. Harshnag. You're up.
Oh yeah, that's my name right now. Sorry.
Yep.
I was literally
You
like,
forgot.
Harshnag, come on. What you doing, Harshnag? Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll approach this last ogre here. And what our rule, because of the ally within 5 feet, we should have flanking, right?
Yep, +2. So you have a plus
Oh, +2,
13.
yeah. Alrighty, let's do it. Okay, 23.
23 hits.
Hang on. That's not as good of a roll as it has been. That's only 24 points of damage.
How do you want to kill him? Get 23.
I say we just bury the axe in the skull, and once again we just yell, Harshnag!
Yeah, as you bury the axe into the skull and he falls to the ground dead, you all hear a bunch of commotion from down below through the holes in the ground. As you can tell, there are a lot of things moving down there, but we are out of combat now.
May I investigate hole? Well, actually, no, you guys do it. I'm not actually my real character right now. You guys go investigate hole.
So what are you guys doing? As the chamber itself is pretty quiet outside of the noise coming from the hole and outside.
As I'm backpedaling, I notice my hair in a clump on the ground in front of me. Oh. Like, go up to it and start trying to pick it up.
Wait, girl. Upon seeing Iso trying to pick up her hair, Wolfane's gonna come over and help out. As I'm like helping you pick up the hair, I'm like just quiet. I'm just kind of like awkwardly, nervously looking at you.
The hair,
So-
the ground itself is filthy from like residue of like all sorts of things that have been eaten over multiple years and like rotting things. So as you're picking up, there's like little clumps of like decayed meat and like little bones inside the hair.
Yeah. As she picks it up, she realizes it's fruitless and just yeah. What do I do with my hair?
I'll
You can't clean it?
Well, what would I? Would I just make it? Maybe, hopefully, it grows back. I mean, it takes a while, but
Yeah, I mean,
my hair wasn't that long.
maybe like a month's time it'll be back.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach into my bag. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna kind of look at ISO up and down because that's not what you look like the last time I saw you. And I'm gonna kind of like give you a gross look as I reach into my bag and I pull out a hat and I toss it over to you. I'd put that on if I were you.
I don't want
Not
that.
much to look at when you have
I'm
no
not.
hair.
I'm not a hat person.
But anything's better
Flip it
than
back to you. I'll
looking-
pull up my robe, the hood of my robe.
suit yourself. Tuck the hat back into my bag.
My ugly ass robe. Patches all over.
Patches on it.
Is there a better hat on one of the patches?
Oh. Just start looking all over the robe.
I'm gonna go over to Eldrum. Oh, what's next? Do we leave the way that we came before, or do we move the rock? Seems whatever they have underneath is stirring.
If we want the food here, we're gonna have to clear it out.
Can I peek in hole?
Yep, give me a perception check.
That sucks. I think it's a +6.
I don't think you want to see what's in there.
Oh, I only have oh, fucking dragon sheet. God damn it. Get out of here. Not you. Stupid ass. Just kidding, I love you. +6. Which is a 12.
As you look down, there is light below, so you can see a decent amount. You're having trouble making out, like, you see a large figure moving very quickly, but you couldn't quite make out what it was. But after it, like, moves out of view, you do see a couple pigs walking down there.
In
And
addition to a big figure.
Yeah, you like saw the big figure like move by, you couldn't quite make it out. And then you saw a bunch of pigs starting to move around, and it's all muddy and wet down there.
Can I see the source of light? Like, is there
Yeah, there's a
torch?
torch on like a pillar.
Can I use thaumaturgy to make it brighter?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it just says brighten, so I'm not sure how much that gives me if it lets me see a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean it's decently illuminated. So you really just like see more pigs around as you're looking down.
Bunch of pigs down there.
Yeah, you can't smell them? They stink.
No, I just confirming that it is indeed pigs. Probably their stockpile. Probably find a way to set them loose. But yeah, it stinks like shit. I don't want to spend that much longer here.
I'm gonna start going this way.
Yeah, I'll
I
start
wanna-
following Seltzar.
Can I?
Oh, Trav, can I try to get my hand axes back?
Yeah. You've managed to find them without issue.
Okay.
Can I have her lip ring?
Yeah, as you go up to her,
What?
You gotta climb her like a mountain to get that, baby.
as you go up to her, you can see that like she's very large and very circular, so you would have to scramble up her a little bit, but you'd be able to pull the crown off of her lip if you climbed up on top of her belly.
Yes.
All right, just give me an athletics check to see how well you navigate the pudge.
Pudge.
I just want her to sink into it.
Would you say athletics?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, as you're like going up, your foot gets like stuck in a fat roll for a moment, and when you like slide it out, it's like a little bit gooey. You have no idea what the goo is that got stuck to your foot, but you do manage to get up to the top with like a little every time you lift up your foot, as there's like a sticky substance on it.
Bro,
But you
I'm
do-
eating and that is nasty.
So fucking hot.
You do
Wolfang's
get
never
up
really
to the
been
lip.
bothered by ick before, but as she's climbing this robust woman, she's literally like gagging.
But yeah, you get up to her face and you're able to separate the crown from her lip, which is a human-sized crown. I would also say from standing on top of her, you get a good look at her throne and you can tell there is decayed remains inside the throne. Like laid about it.
Like food she was eating, or like she was
Food
sitting
and
on
corpses that she was sitting on.
anything like noteworthy, like family crests or anything like within the
Give me a
human
perception
remain
check.
rubble. Oh, please no.
A 1?
1 for a 7.
That's hard to make out. It's just a lot of
A lot
gross
of ick
looking
up
stuff.
here.
Yeah.
A lot of yuck. I'm
Yeah.
coming back down.
Is this guy alive?
Which guy? Oh, no, he's not there. Ignore. Forgot to move him.
As I jump down, I like brush myself off and I put the crown on.
Let him not in the room with you.
Where'd you go?
Bye.
I'm back.
You put the crown on, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Do you want to try it on?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Start scurrying away.
No.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, you said you weren't a hat person.
Definitely not.
Even now that you're bald?
Don't listen to them. Bald is beautiful.
I'll slowly peek around this corner. Oh,
Oh, hole.
As you get in there, hooks protrude from the walls of the room, the floor of which is stained with pools of blood, some dry, others still moist, as hungry flies buzz about. There's a ladder in the northern portion of the room that goes downwards into a lit area that you can't quite make out from where you are. But the ladder itself looks a little bit awkward to climb, as the steps are just a little bit too large.
Good,
if I stand here and I look down, can I see anything?
Give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
With the dirty 20, you see some tables with butchered meat on them and butcher cleavers, and also a giant like bucket full of pigs' heads.
I think that's where they take the animal apart down there.
That's delightful.
Mm. Nothing that I want to get mixed up in. Mm. This place stinky. Mm.
As I will say, looking around this kitchen a little bit, there is some food in here. Some of it is moldy, but others of it is a little bit more fresh. Including like vegetables, some bread, and some fruit.
I'll look to see if I can find good food to grab and pocket.
Yeah, just roll me a perception check.
22.
You manage to scavenge up about 7 rations worth of vegetables, bread. Vegetables are onions and potatoes. Some normal bread, and we'll say some apples.
Oh, Can I peek outside this curtain?
Yep. As you look outside it, you see the watchtower up above. Currently appears to be empty.
Peek out this curtain?
As you look out this way, you see the docks that you previously came up on last time you were here. From what you can tell, there's nothing in sight. No, like, people or giants.
I'm gonna head back to Harshnag.
I don't see anything over there. The water, the dock area, and the everyone's walking away, so I'm gonna walk over to Isa. At the dock area in the tower, it doesn't look like there's anybody there.
There's no like hobgoblins like last time.
No.
That's good.
Can I see if there's anything valuable next to, I'm not like rummaging, I'm just looking basically as I pass by her like throne.
Yeah, so you would see similar to what ISO saw before, not ISO, Wolfane saw before. You would see corpses and like there's a few humanoid corpses and some like rotted food and like fully eaten food. Give me a perception check to see if you're able to see anything amongst all that.
17.
As you're looking within, you do see a corpse that, while crushed up a bit, has some decent looking black clothing on. But it's kind of hard to fully make out as he's buried under a lot of stuff. But it looks like of quality make.
Hard to make
I'll
out.
check it out. Oh my god. Do I have to check anything to like unbury the body? I have 24
no,
strength right now.
as you get up on top of the wagon, the smell just like wafts into your face. It's an atrocious smell of just like ass sweat and rotten food.
I'll put my cloak over.
But as you get up here, you see that there is a younger looking human man who looks to have been dead for maybe about a month or so. But he's wearing black clothing. And right now, it's really just like his head and his shoulder sticking out. As you get up here, you notice that there's like a strap like going down across his body, but the rest is buried.
I'll grab
So you
from
have
the
to-
strap and try to pull him out.
All right. You start to like pull from the strap, but it's not like quite fully attached to him, so you're able to move him a little bit as he comes out a little bit, as the strap kind of like pulls up, and you can tell it's very much like a bag hanging over his shoulder. But yeah, you're not gonna be able to get him out with just pulling on the strap. You're gonna have to like hook an arm or something.
Okay. If I see that it's not going to be enough, I definitely will grab his arm and try to pull. Now that I see that there's a bag attached.
Yep, you yank him on out as he rips out of like all the refuse, and you notice that he's wearing a bag, like I had mentioned, and on top of his black clothing, he's wearing a fancy pair of black gloves.
Okay, I'll grab the glove. I'll do. Do I have it? I'll do magical awareness on him. The gloves. I'll post it too. Him. Oh my god! I went into the stream mode. Him, the gloves, and like as I look into the bag, as I remove it from him, and then I'll put it in a circle that rotates around me, and I'm gonna carry that for the rest of the game.
As you cast magical awareness, you notice three things. First, the gloves themselves have an illusion magic or coming off of them. Then you notice the bag itself has a... I'm trying to determine what magic type that would be.
The old school magic website. You fucking use constantly.
I'm just gonna say conjuration magic surrounding the bag. And then something that you previously didn't know that is now catching your attention is that there's a little bit of like a seashell sticking up out of some of the refuse a little bit further away from you. And that has conjuration magic coming off of it as well.
Okay, I'll take the gloves off of his hands, put them in the bag, throw the bag on me, and try to grab that conch shell. And if it's higher, is it higher, or is it like in arm distance, or do I have to like climb to get to it?
No, you just kind of have to like step through some of the refuse a little bit.
Yeah.
But you have no issue getting to it.
Okay, yeah, and I'll grab that and put it in the bag for now. Conjuration, and illusion, was it?
Yes.
Conjure bag, conjure shell, illusion gloves. Okay.
And I will actually. I have a picture of the shell, but I'll wait till after you guys look at it a little bit more.
Okay.
Or there's a better idea.
I want to see it now.
I'm just gonna change the name.
Is it the conch? Oh no, he doesn't use a conch shell. Just kidding.
Piggy, I have the conch.
The magic conch.
All right, all of you should be able to see that.
Ooh.
That's what the conch itself looks like.
Looks like a conch.
It looks spiky. Be
Wow.
careful.
Big ass conch.
Be careful. Don't prick your finger.
Don't prick your finger. Sleeping Beauty.
Just gonna call the backpack a refuse backpack for now.
All right, what's everyone else doing while you guys, if anyone's in eyesight, would see Uldrum just filtering through some of the stuff up there?
Walk by. Disgusted that you would touch that creature.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at her. She's seems to have accrue a lot of things from the people she killed. So found some magic items.
Oh. Like what?
Gloves, a bag, and a conch shell. Was there anything in the bag?
I don't think you've opened it yet.
Okay.
Magical bag, always good.
The soul bag.
Put your
Yeah,
hand
unless
straight
it's
in
the
it.
soul bag.
It's fine if you're not evil.
The soul bag.
Soul bag.
I'll look in the bag as I start to climb down.
What are you looking for inside of it? Like, just what's on Uldrum's mind when he's just thinking of what might be in this bag?
Trying to think of what,
Hmm.
not trying to think of what I would think. I'm trying to think of what Uldrum would be thinking. He's mostly just fixated on food right now, like making sure they get enough food. Like he's not thinking of anything else. So
Okay. You're looking though as you look down into it, right?
Yeah.
As you open it up and look into it, it's inky black, just void colored black, as you can't see anything within. Are you still reaching in?
Stinky.
Is it stinky at first?
it's a
Stick
black
your
void.
hand in the ink.
Yeah.
No, he'll shut it and be like, think about that one. I did put the gloves in there without thinking.
What, just drop them in there? Yeah, so right now you can't see the gloves.
Hey, Salazar. You want some new gloves?
Hey, Salazar, stick your hand in this bag.
Find a cool surprise.
As I walk this way, I'll just literally catch and throw the conch shell at fucking Seltzar. That seems like a Seltzar thing. Go ahead and take that.
How big is it?
It's
It's a
very
conch shell.
large. It's chest sized.
Don't drop it.
Here, catch. Fucking gets impaled.
Take a gigantic.
Maybe you can make a song with it.
Because it would be giant sized, so.
Be like a
What?
tuba.
Why do I feel like this thing calls the entire ocean if you blow on it?
Excited.
Ooh.
Whales, fucking dolphins.
So it's 2.5 feet long and weighs 20 pounds.
I'm not that strong.
Hold on to that. Have fun with that.
You are now.
You just threw a fucking medicine ball at it.
Harshnag, I was thinking we check to see if the ogres are there. There's sheep down in that area. We can kill a couple, cook them tonight. No.
Cameron, do you want to be a Harshnag for this, or do you want me to be a Harshnag?
Oh, for the RP?
Yeah.
Oh, I was setting out for the RP.
Okay. Yeah, should just make it quick. Head back on the road.
Good.
Did you find any food?
Some. I don't know if they looked, but it's minimal in here. But there should be sheep. Hopefully, I don't think any of them could have taken all of them on their way out. So Seems like they dispersed. It's probably our best bet.
All right, which way are we going down?
Imagine just move the rock. The sheep are on that side. It served its purpose.
Sounds good. As Harshnag's gonna start walking back over this way,
We're
as he's
fight when
gonna
you have to hold that conch.
move.
I'm like this. I'm like this right now.
As he's gonna go ahead and move the rock. As he does and looks out, orcs are gone.
Good. Are the sheep there?
Looks like they may have taken some, but there's still a lot of them.
Okay. Well, we don't need all of them. There's no way we can probably let some of them free. Maybe the farmers nearby can get a hold of them. Or we can keep them here and let probably the neighboring town know, since we're going to head that way anyway.
Might be the best idea. Gonna activate the world map. We're gonna go to Theater of the Mind.
Woo!
No.
Exit out of Grudd Haug itself as you're up on that upper level.
I would just head down to the sheep area. I'd investigate that camp to see if they left in a hurry and maybe left anything. But if it doesn't look, if they look like they kind of took a good amount, like there's not really, it's bare bones, then I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna pin some sheep in a corner and take out a couple of for dinner.
What are other people doing? Well, Eldrim starts with looking at the camp.
I would just look around the orc camp as well. I'm not gonna really do much with the sheep.
Yeah, anyone else do anything?
Whatever Aldrum doesn't slaughter, I'm gonna try to like set free, like slap him on the ass, like go to the field. You know, however animal.
Go in the field.
Get on out, get along, little doggy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm carrying a very heavy conch shell. So, as I walk out this building and see that there's no immediate threat and they're doing shit that I don't care about at the moment, I'm gonna look at this big old shell to see if it's worth my ass lugging around.
All right, give me a Arcana check.
Uh, 22.
As you look at it, you can tell that the rune on it is of a magical nature, but you don't know what the rune is. I will say the rune looks similar to some of the runes on the Nightstone.
It's a giant.
I'm gonna waddle down to old Wolfane there.
Old 20 languages.
It's only like 5.
Wolfane. Could
Wrangling the animals.
Yeah, well, could you
You see
take a
Wolfane
look?
pushing a sheep, and the sheep
Smack
is
it.
like walks a little bit and then like turns back and looks at her. As it just kind of like starts wandering around the pen a little bit more. They're very apprehensive to leave the pens.
Go on, get.
As Seltzar is talking to me, I'm gonna like motion at my dragon to like go in the pen and scare the sheep to like nip at their heels like a border collie. Get them out.
Dragon's gonna start herding one of the pen of sheep as he's gonna start trying to herd them towards the exit.
Attaboy.
Well-
I'll take a look at whatever the fuck
Do you
Seltzar
know what
wants.
this is? This part in particular.
The etching inside?
Yeah.
'Cause I have no idea what the fuck that thing is.
I would say, Wolfane, with your knowing giant language, you wouldn't know what it says, but you would know that the rune is of giant ancestry.
I can tell you. I don't know what it says. It's an ancient, dead giant language. They don't speak it anymore, but it's their dialect.
Yeah, not helpful at all.
No.
I'm gonna waddle away.
And he waddled away.
Iso and Aldrim, as you start looking through the camp, you can tell that these orcs weren't traveling heavy and that this wasn't their permanent residence, that they were more just here. So the stuff that they have here is pretty light. There's some like half-eaten rib cages of some of the sheep and pigs, kind of like hastily just thrown to the side. As you can tell, they just grabbed basically their weaponry and made a break for it with some sheep. But there isn't really anything valuable. Some mundane, like pretty badly made spears and daggers are probably the most valuable things that you would find.
I'll start killing some sheep.
I mean, you guys got all day. How many sheep are you killing?
I mean, I don't want to overdo it. It's only what we can. It's only to increase our reserves. So probably like at max 4. Probably more.
So are you helping him slaughter some sheep? So yeah, Ultram, you can describe how you're slaughtering these sheep.
Well, you see, I walk up to them as they get really scared, and I grab them by their fluff, and I hold their heads up, and I cut their necks. Like, try as deep as possible, kind of like the Vikings. And then, once I kill
Say fluff.
4 of them, I drag them. I hold their feet, two paws, and do they have paws?
Hooves,
Hooves?
Yeah,
I think.
two hooves in each hand as I drag them towards the
I
camp,
only dog pedal.
and I start to skin them because I mean, how much wool are on these 4 that I killed? I would try to go for the woolly of the woollier ones.
There's a decent amount of wool. It looks like they haven't really been sheared.
Okay, yeah. So I'd cut off the skin, toss that towards like whoever's nearby. Goodwill, and then I would continue to cut them and get some meat off of their bones. So all 4 of them. And then try to, if there's a fire there, then I'm just going to start cooking it there. Probably dry some of this meat out. Put some, do you have any salt?
I'm going to say that you are able to obtain 26 rations worth of meat from these 4 sheep, but it will go bad in 3 to 5 days because it is raw meat.
All right.
It's some salt.
On top of that, you'll also be able to get 9 pounds of raw wool.
Yes, give me some.
I will give divvy up the meat, giving most. So how much was it?
26.
26. How many of us are there?
5. 6 if you include Harshnag.
Harshnag scoops up 2 sheep of his own. So he just kind of like holds
Never
them
mind.
underneath his arms.
All right, I'm gonna give 5 to everyone.
Oh, nice.
26 was there?
Well, keep in mind, Calvin's not there right now, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, this is, yeah, I removed you because you're not here. So that's between 4 people, that's 20 of them. There's 6 left on me, and I'm going to give those 3 of those to Seldzar, because I would imagine he's going to cook them. So, yeah, you get
8?
You get 8. Because I got rations earlier, so. So I just get 2.
8 Raw rations.
Raw. The wool. I'll let Wolfane take as much as she wants of it. So, how much of the 9 pounds of wool do you want to take?
Like, how much is that? Like, I would imagine a pound is a decent amount, though, right?
It's pretty thick.
don't-
There's. You can condense it a lot if you just start shoving it in a bag, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna shove that wool. I
How much you
just
taking?
need, like, a backpack's worth. That's it.
Yeah, that's how we
I'm
measure.
gonna say you get about 4 pounds into your bag.
Sheesh!
And it's just as you look in your bag, all your things are in there, but it's just all you can see is wool, as it's just soft. Well, not how soft is raw wool? I guess it's pretty soft. I've touched his
So
sheet
soft.
before.
Itchy. Wool makes me itchy.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah?
stuff a bag, but I'm gonna also bring it over to Seltzar and, like, open it up and kind of, like, fluff it out. Can you do your thing to, like, clean it?
Yeah, hold on. I put down
Thanks.
the conch shell, and I cast prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
Is there anyone who can say that?
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Pretty good.
Wow.
Prestidigitation.
Very good, blah, blah, blah.
Nailed it.
Well,
Well,
I
also,
used to not be able to say it. We've played so much.
We've played so much that now, when we first started playing, I was like, what the fuck is this spell?
press the what?
huh?
Is anyone else taking some of this wool?
I'll take.
Sell it. That's how I'm not trying.
Someone make me a wig.
I'll take a little bit because I know we're going somewhere
What did you think I
cold.
wanted it for?
It's very
Just in
true.
case
That is-
We might
that
need
is
it.
Literally, what
Yeah.
did you think
So
I
you want to
wanted
take like
it
2
for?
pounds?
Yeah, I would say like 2. I'm small.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
I don't need 4 pounds. Like
I will
This one
take
over
the
there.
remaining 3 pounds and do an experiment on this this weird bag, and put it into the ooze.
Just keep
The black
fucking
hole.
stuff.
Are
in it.
you dropping it, or are you putting your hand in there with it?
Good question.
My intellect's way too low for me to drop it.
he doesn't realize it as he's
'Cause
just
I
shoving it in the
I
back.
technically kind of did earlier, but briefly with the gloves. So yeah, if something eats me, that's what it is.
So yeah, you take the wool and you put your hand into the darkness of the bag. As you breach the threshold of the bag where the darkness seems to begin, your hand disappears within as you drop the wool. I assume you drop it, or are you holding it?
Well, I would be alarmed at first.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
I'm just
holding the
sitting there
wool and
by
half your
myself.
hand has disappeared within the bag.
Yeah, I'll drop it and pull it out and look at my hand to see if it's fine.
Yeah, as you pull your hand out, your hand's perfectly fine.
That could be.
I wonder what that is. That's one half of a insta kill on a boss. I'll tell you that much. Just need one more thing and an arrow. Yeah. If no one's near me, I'm basically keeping that to myself right now.
No, I saw you.
Didn't see shit.
Nah, I'm too busy holding a conch.
Blow it. Play farm music on it.
I mean, at least we know where we can put that conch if we can't figure the fuck out what it does. Jeez. I bet you it brings you like a fucking giant ally.
Or what are you guys doing?
For sure.
For sure.
Are you looking
Time is
around the
it?
rest of the place? Or are you heading out? I think you guys got here early, so I'm gonna say it's about noontime.
Well, we should start heading. What's the next place from here?
We're between the V and the A, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So Belliard, I think, is the next.
Would we,
I think it's
would we
Rumford.
want to go back to Belliard or pass through Wamford? Wasn't that where all the Zentarum were?
Oh yeah. We knew good people at Belliard, right? The innkeeper there.
Yeah.
Where we tried to sell the beer.
It wasn't so bad except for the whole trying to cross the stone bridge thing. That's what kind of made it bad in that area.
That bridge did suck.
Yeah, I made the mistake on that bridge and lost our profit.
We know. We don't talk about it.
I don't think there would have been much profit
I
anyways.
buried that
Lost
one
the
deep down.
horses too.
Yeah, I think the horses was the biggest
It was all
loss.
around. It was a bad play.
It was a bad day. Let's just not
Bad play,
reminisce
bad
on that
day.
day.
And then there was the fish people. It just wasn't a good week. That fucking fish kid. I do not miss that kid.
I gave the watch I stole from him to my father.
All right, so you guys heading for Belliard?
Yeah.
All right, you guys take what rations and stuff that you've accumulated, and you begin your journey.
Remember to cook your meat.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that you guys would travel for most of the rest of the day, up until nightfall, where you get onto the road and you get maybe an hour down the road by the time nightfall happens, and you know you have to rest.
Start building a fire. Waiting for the tiny hut. I'm gonna start cooking my. What are you doing?
I'm cooking
Yeah.
cooking some din din too.
I'll set up the good old tiny hut
Fresh land.
right
baby.
here.
Jesus. This is a big
Whoa!
hut.
Holy shit!
We got a lot of space to move.
Damn.
That's a,
Hey, don't delete that.
it's a,
And,
Wait, hold on. I was gonna put my horse in it.
My horse
I'm-
can-
like sticking nearby the hut, but I'm foraging for like flowers.
For flowers?
For flowers.
All right, give me a survival check.
Gonna make
That is a 18.
a wool bouquet.
What type of flowers are you looking for?
Pretty ones.
Is it Wolfane's thought of pretty?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you find some daffodils, roses, and lilacs.
Ooh.
Oh, dang.
Alright. I'm picking the lilacs and some of the roses. Just a couple.
You're gonna make a midsummer crown with your crown?
No
Next thing you
better.
know, she's gonna be sitting inside of a gutted bear.
It'd be fun.
Can I use my cook's utensils? I haven't used those. Oh,
Do it.
Yep, you can go ahead and use those to cook. That will be what you use to cook going into the future.
do I need to roll?
You just did. Or you can roll manually if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I'm just going to. I'm not trying to impress anybody, so I'm just gonna try to create a typical meal. I'm not trying. I don't have anybody to impress.
All right, give me a roll.
Pick the gourmet meal. Natural 20, plus 6.
Nobody to impress, huh?
Yeah, you. Whatever you want to make.
She natural 20s on a lame, boring meal.
I know. I didn't pick the gourmet meal. So I'm just gonna heat up like the rations, and then I quickly just grab a few things. I don't know how much is in range. Berries, spices in this desolate plain.
Wait, what are you looking for, sorry?
I'm gonna cook up the meat that Aldrum gave me, and then just spice it up a little bit with just some. Well, I think I have dried fruits. Yeah, I do have dried fruits. Hardtack and dried fruits.
You make some
Hardtack.
very high quality meat.
Yeah.
With all this as you
My meat looks
prepare
better than your meat.
a little food for.
Did I cook all of them?
Yeah, if you were cooking all of them, then
Yep.
Wolfman, what are you doing with those flowers and stuff?
Waiting until watch, and then I'm making a wig for ISO out of the wool and stuffing the flowers into it to make it pretty. Which will be really upsetting in the morning when she doesn't need it. But that's fine.
Yeah, as we're all sitting around, you're noticing it, like the hair is already kind of back, and it's very short, but it's fucking bright green as it's coming out.
Is all you guys just eating?
Hello? Sure.
Depending on how
wisdom.
much downtime I have,
Was that your role for eating?
It's my 8-pound wisdom.
I will try to identify the bag.
You remind me how identify works again? You
People
just
do.
spend time with it during short rest, right?
It's short rest,
Essentially.
so technically, like basically an hour of your long rest.
Yeah. I mean, I would say you're fine to spend an hour with it, identifying it. Is anyone else doing anything for the first like hour as Uldrum finishes eating and he starts inspecting this bag? What'd you do with the conch, Salvazar?
I have it with my stuff. I was gonna look at it during my watch.
Hey, so how you guys been?
Holy shit.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've been here for probably 20 minutes now.
Oh. Did you make it all the way to Waterdeep already?
Yeah. I was there for a minute, and yeah. You guys have fun?
We cleaned up some giants that were down by Wamford.
Oh, that's good, I guess. What you got? What you got there? Gesturing to Uldrum.
Some sort of magical bag. Trying to figure
Okay.
out more right now. Sticking my head in.
heck?
Oh, I'm dead.
What the fuck is this thing?
Well, we got some meat and stuff. I don't know how long your journey was, but and some wool if you're into knitting.
You know, I always thought I might take that up, but I don't currently know how. I will take some meat though.
I'll toss you the 2 steaks I have remaining, and one of the meats that I took, so 3 that I have on me. So 3
Okay.
rations, but 2 of them have to be cooked in 3 days.
Okay. What is it that you guys think I was like? This is Cameron asking. What is it that your characters think I was doing in Waterdeep?
I
don't
have
really
no
know.
fucking idea.
Okay. It was just like, all right,
You were-
Calvon's going to Waterdeep. All right.
Yeah, something to take care of.
It's like, all right, have fun in the place that I cannot go.
Yeah,
I
we
will
can't
see
go
you
there.
later.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I was
We're
gonna
like,
have you
all
report
deliver
back.
a message,
cool. Have fun there.
but we
Fuck
had no
that.
message to deliver.
Could have him deliver a message. Do we have a message?
Yeah,
No.
I was like, do we have something to say?
I wasn't sure if Travis had had a reason for me other than I was just going there. So I was like,
No, I think I just said that you were taking care of something that you had to. What I don't remember. I think I
Taking care
said.
of
I think I had you
business.
say you had business in Waterdeep and that you'd meet back up with them.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't know us. You haven't seen us. You don't know anybody who knows about us.
You don't
Just a
know the
free
guy
agent.
who knows a guy who knows us.
No, knows the guys, knows the guys.
Yeah, you
no
don't-
knows goes.
You don't
knows.
have the guy that knows us.
You don't know a green-haired girl, a guy with a blindfold, a drow with crazy get-up, a dirty redhead. You don't know them.
Luckily, if someone
I just
asks
know-
about a cat,
One
you.
Republic.
I just know a group of generic human fighters.
Yep.
Right,
Damn straight.
accurate.
That's us.
It's us. Ones and only.
But it's great to have you back about, sneaking around all the time.
You are very sneaky.
It actually was quite the surprise.
Yeah, even I didn't
It's a-
notice you.
I won't pretend like it's not entertaining for me.
Blame you
Aldra,
there.
looks like you're not the tallest one anymore again.
I give my title over. But I might be thicker.
Might be thicker.
Be thicker.
Calvon is a pretty he's a pretty lean Goliath. So
Back to 18. I gotta remove this strength. It was nice. May I find another potion of giant strength? Alright, did this bag of holding?
Yeah. After an hour passes, you are able to identify it as a bag of holding.
Ooh, shit.
Would have never guessed that one. I'll take it. I'll put this conch in it if you don't.
What?
Are you after you know what it is? Are you doing anything with it?
Knowing what it does, I will reach my hand in and think of those gloves.
As you reach your hand in thinking of the gloves, you feel them appear within your hand in the dark void of the bag.
I'll pull them out. I don't think I have enough time to identify them, so I will turn to ISO. Here, find out what these are, and I'll toss them your way.
Thank you.
Illusion magic is what I've read, what I detected off of it.
I'll start studying them.
now think of that you need a place to practice defense against the dark arts and see what you pull out of the bag.
A Dementa.
To your inventory.
Yeah.
But essentially, from this point, you guys are all going to be able to long rest. So, what's everybody doing throughout the night? Uldrum did his identify. I think you'd really only have time for that one identify.
Yeah, I tossed the gloves.
Yeah,
to
so-
to identify.
If anyone else wants to identify anything,
You know,
I'll identify the gloves.
I'm gonna take a look at this big old conch that I've got.
How
Ponder
big
it.
is it?
Ponder it. Just stick things in it, see what happens.
Put some bread in it. Oh wait.
Oh wait.
Oh wait. Sorry.
Yeah.
as you're looking at the black gloves, ISO, and like focusing on them, after about an hour passes, they start flickering invisible for a few seconds, and then back to normal, and you are able to identify them as gloves of thievery.
Ooh. Do me a
Those?
favor. Send those to Barovia. Postmail them.
Yeah, is there a way we can ship magic items back and forth?
ISO has a vision of a soul that was dying and felt bad and wanted to send it a gift for dying.
If I could send one magic item that I have to Barovia right now, it would be this fucking drift globe that casts fucking daylight.
Yeah.
Because I have not used it at all.
That would be
I'm
close.
imagining like a fantasy UPS that's asking like similar questions that they like. Is there any lithium batteries? Anything flammable? Anything magical?
No,
Kind of
officer.
magic. Is it evocation or illusion or what kind of what's in
Oh,
this?
illusion.
Shit.
Okay, illusion's fine. Yeah.
Illusion's fine. Evocation, no.
Hold on, let me look
Seldazar,
at- Yeah, what's up?
as you're looking at the conch,
Yeah.
you're able to determine that this conch casts a teleportation spell to the user who blows into it when they're attuned to it. You are unable to determine the destination, but you are positive that it will only send the individual who blows it.
Well,
And it is
so
a conch of teleportation.
okay, good thing I was gonna blow on it, but
Well, it
Yes.
requires attunement. You'd
Oh,
be able
okay.
to. So if you're during your time, if you want to attune to it during
yeah,
this,
I'll
you
attune
can.
to it. I'm curious.
As you attune to it, the conch slowly starts to shrink down to the size of a normal conch as it gets lighter
Yay.
and normal conch sized.
The
Now
magic
you're just like the rest
conch. Wait, did I get bigger?
I freaking looked again. I was just like, that big chick has to have fucking something in that area.
Well,
I wasn't
after
going
I,
anywhere near her. She was
Sweet
disgusting.
after I study the gloves and find out what they are, I'll turn towards Calvon. I was like, "Oh well, you can have these. I'm sorry you couldn't help, but welcome back."
Thank you. What? What?
I'll drag
what are
them
they-
to your
what are they?
inventory. Gloves of thievery. Oh
no, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
They're,
Just
they're
in the
gloves
groove.
of they're gloves of thievery, and they might. I think there's something that you might like. Makes your hands all fast.
That sounds very much like something I'd like.
I like this.
I want to know, does ISO actually do that? Is that
Yes.
that's
Oh yeah,
100%. Calvon just kind of amused by ISO, it's just like, yeah.
Fast as a unicorn's life.
Thank you, thank you
no.
very much. He said he dragged it to me.
Yeah, I put it in your
Cool.
inventory.
Okay, well, I guess I'll spend my evening attuning then.
They actually do not require attunement.
What? Wow.
Wow.
There's so many
But how do
magic
I make
items
them
to
my
build.
size?
Oh
I
no.
know, I always thought that there would be more.
He's like,
It's like-
But they're invisible while worn. So if you slide them onto your hands, they turn invisible.
That's actually, well, we'll just give those a slide on right now. My hands are still visible, right? Just not the
Oh,
gloves.
they look
No.
great on you.
It looks like you're an amputee.
just two nubs.
Fastest hands in the West.
If I get caught
Don't
stealing,
worry,
they
officer,
can't-
he's
if
not
I
a
get
threat.
caught stealing, they can't cut off my hand.
How could I steal anything?
Well, me? I'm just a little old Goliath.
Stupid.
What's up,
Oh,
sluts?
God.
Oh shit! I forgot it's D&D night.
It's me.
Bye, sluts.
Bye.
All right, awesome.
That was Coral, the imp running by.
No wait,
Imp is back.
Yeah. I wanted to come back to brag that I'm making cinnamon rolls.
Asshole.
That's all I had to say.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Let me know when you guys are done. Peace.
Sounds good.
Midnight, Meg.
Good night,
All
man.
right, you guys doing anything else?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Give me a sleight of hand check for how well you're able to craft whatever you have in your mind for a wig, and also give me a intelligence check for how much you know about wig making.
You wear wigs.
Why
you
do you
wear
have
wigs?
to fucking come for me like that?
Dirty ass wool wig.
Just gonna stand
Okay.
over ISO.
Okay,
You
I
wear
rolled an
wigs.
8 for sleight of hand, and I rolled a 16 for intelligence.
Is the 8 with your mod or without?
Yes.
Oh wow, it's not great.
No, it's not great,
So
Bob.
you have a very good picture in your head about what you're making for a wig, but the execution's just slightly off, as it's a little bit like saggy on one side, where one side is like nice and fluffed up, but the other side's kind of sagging a little bit.
Mm.
But you do make a wig, saggy wig.
Do you wear wigs?
Quick question: is this happening while the rest of us are asleep, or are we all awake right now?
This you were doing this during your watch, right?
Yeah, but I'm not like really trying to hide it. If anybody's awake.
Yeah. So as people are like slumbering and stuff like that, is when she's doing it.
If
Yeah,
I was
talk
awake,
about her wig.
if I was awake with my new additional +5 sleight of hand, I was like, maybe I could fix it.
I don't give a fuck about your wig. I'm in snooze land.
That's rude.
All right. As you guys all sleep, the night goes by without issue as you can all long rest.
Yeah.
Rest. Long rest.
Give me those spell slots.
Who's licking?
Me.
So loud.
Travis, yeah.
So we're just gonna have a little flashback thing to what Calvon was doing in Waterdeep, as he did arrive within Waterdeep, unsurprisingly.
We can say I'm contemplating it while I'm on my watch, and therefore
Perfect.
therefore continuity. So yeah, Calvon enters the headquarters, and I assume finds Hikem probably in his study.
Yep. It's in study reading. Calvon, nice to see you.
Oh, you know what? Should I sneak in though?
If you want,
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do.
Oh no. 14.
Does not beat it, as he does notice you sneaking in. Never could get the drop on me.
One of these days. How have you been?
Been good. How about you?
I'm good. Recent travels have been interesting, to say the least.
Anything
need
to
to-
report?
Yeah, we need to talk about this Salzazar character.
You're under arrest.
Stick up.
Be Underdark with you.
No.
As he just looks at you.
I understand why I was sent on this assignment. Ultimately, I believe in the cause. Ultimately, I trust your judgment better than anyone's. However, my view
Look at Clover.
The
She
si-
knows.
however, my view of the situation has changed. I am not about to tell you that I think Salzazar is a good person, or even a particularly smart one. However, I do not see them as evil necessarily in what I've seen so far. And at the moment, I do not currently have actionable evidence that they are actually responsible for the death of this interim captain. I'd further argue upon some reflection myself, and I understand if you don't agree with this. I'm not usually the one that makes these decisions, but it does seem to me that a war between the Zentarim and the Xanathar Guild proves more costly and collateral damage to those two groups more than the public. it does seem to me that they are attacking each other, harming mostly each other, and collateral damage to the rest of the city has not been that bad. And while these guys are at war with each other and distracted, they're less powerful, less effective in their grip on the city. I'm not saying it's if this drow did kill this captain, which they very well could have. It's not that killing is not within their repertoire. It absolutely is, but I don't think that this is all bad that it happened. And I don't know if this is really something that we need to have our hands in.
I can see where you're coming from with all that, but there always is the potential for collateral when those two are fighting each other. I think at the end of the day, we just need to know for sure if he was the one who caused it. The rest of them don't seem innocent either. They're still the primary suspect in the whole ordeal with that castle that crashed into the harbor.
That was a good thing.
That's been a whole other headache. But while I agree that a weaker Zentarum and Xanathar's guild is a good thing, it does leave a window for others to sweep in, which is always a concern.
Have we considered that we could be those others?
Possibly.
I mean, I know we believe that power corrupts, but we are wielding a power even at behind the scenes. And I'm not suggesting that we stop being behind the scenes, but we must acknowledge that we do wield a power of a kind.
We certainly do, which is why we have to be so careful with that power.
And if I find that I believe that Celtazar is guilty of this quote-unquote crime, are we really going to deliver him to the mob? The gangs? Do they deserve justice?
Perhaps not. Perhaps we can deliver them to the authorities or him to the authorities in Waterdeep to face a fair trial. If that's what you think we should do.
I'm not
But
sure. I
the
think
Zentarum would pay highly for the person who killed that man.
I don't think, speaking plainly, I don't think we should do either, at least at this juncture. But of the two options, that seems to me to be the better.
I think it's certainly something to think about.
Okay.
I advise you stay on him and find proof, whether you can get a confession from him or some means of the murder.
Of course.
The Xanathar Guild believes that he was killed by a drow of some kind, due to the nature of a fungus that was found on him.
Fungus.
Yes, it's a fungus found in the Underdark. Hold on, I have a thing, I just can't remember the name of it. Well, two things that I can't remember the name of. Hannah, what's the name of your fungus again?
Fuck you.
I ain't telling.
Ebon,
Ebon
you're
fungus.
welcome.
It was a Ebon fungus, a common killing weapon of drow. So Xanathar believes that the brigand Dearthe were involved, but our other lead says that it might be this half drow.
Question really quick. Is Calvon aware of the fungus? I feel like he is, but I can't remember because Celtazar got a replenishment.
He got a replenishment, but you never saw the replenishment.
Okay.
When you looked in my bag, you saw an empty vial, but that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you looked in my bag, you saw an empty vial, and that's it.
I am innocent.
Real Housewives
You're a piece of shit,
homeless-
is what you
homeless
are.
people killing.
I will look into the fungus. I'm struggling with whether I believe that what we're doing right now is right. I will tell you this though. This may be one of the easiest marks I've ever had. I've never had such an easy time tailing someone. And I say that to prove the point that I feel I would know more now if this is a crime they were guilty of.
Well, your concern is noted. Certainly something we can discuss further.
I'll be in contact.
You know where to find us. And where will you be headed from here? Just so we know.
Supposed to link up with them on the road. Where the fuck are we headed?
Eye of the Allfather, which is in the spine of the world.
We're headed to the Eye of the Allfather. This giant war to me, making what the current mission is seem like small potatoes, to be honest. It's feeling like this work is important and this group is doing the right work.
I agree, but that's what Lord's Alliance is for. They're full front dealing with the giant attacks.
Fucking show, dude.
We do what we can.
Well, I've been doing some. I've been doing what I can in the process, actually. Anyway, I'll see you later. Give some kind of a half clap hug, thing.
Yeah, the one-armed hug.
Yeah.
Like,
And as I'm walking out the door, I'll turn around and go, "Oh wait, hang on a second. I just want to know. If you had to explain to someone what a diagram was, how would you explain that?"
well, it's a picture that shows some sort of theory or thought process, something like that.
All right, yeah, thanks. All right. I walk out. And then we fade back into Calvon on his watch.
Eyeing Seldazar while he sleeps.
Yeah,
Find the fungus and
actually.
immediately bring him to jail.
Sharpening his dagger.
Am I alone on my watch? Because actually,
I think so. I think everyone else would be asleep on your watch, unless somebody's like staying up across their watch. But I think everyone needs 6 hours, right? We don't have anyone that's like that. So yeah, you are alone on your watch.
Yeah, no fucking weirdos in this
This
side.
fucking curse is trying never.
You! Thank you so much!
Curse is strong with all the
What?
weirdos just fucking up all night.
in that case, I think we are due
Not my
for
fault.
another search through Celzazar's bag.
Oh!
All right. Give me
Oh!
a stealth check.
I
Oh
believe Seldar is going to jail tonight.
my god.
Lock
I thought
Officer, he's
it
right
was
here.
gonna be a
Get the
hit.
cuffs.
Turns out
That's
it fucking
21.
sucks.
I just
All right, you're good. As you do not stir anybody awake, as you manage to make your way over to his bag.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start carefully going through that, which I assume is that sleight of hand.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand check, just because you're muffling things around a little bit.
Yeah, which is
You have a
going
plus
to be,
5 on top of whatever your pluses
Yeah,
are.
so it's gonna be a plus 15.
Christ, the son of a bitch.
Thanks, ISO.
All these I think you should leave gifts are absolutely killing me.
So that's a 30. I haven't looked at any of the
Wow,
gifts yet, by the
pretty
way.
serious.
That's a 30 sleight of hand.
Yeah, you're fine.
Jesus.
Okay. What do I find?
It's those gloves. Those new gloves.
Or is it now an investigation check on top of that?
No, as you get in, because you're going to be able to see stuff from the side just fine. I don't think he's added anything else to his bag. Did you put your conch in in the bag?
No, it would be next to me.
Then pretty much you would see the exact same things that you saw the last time you went through the bag. Except in addition, the empty vial is now replaced by a... Wait, is that not in your inventory right now, Hannah?
You already use it.
Oh, am I just blind? Was it there the whole time? The vial that was empty prior now has a black fungus within it.
Okay.
Go take a sniff of it. See what happens.
Can I do a nature check on that?
Yep. Give me a nature check.
Okay.
That's what I would do. I don't know what this is. I'm scared.
I don't know what any of this is.
Fucking scared.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, you very much know that it is Ebon fungus, which is it's a fungus that when inhaled, it spreads throughout the victim's body, covering their skin with a fuzzy black substance over the course of, I believe, like a 10-day, slowly killing them in the process.
Be sleeping right now.
Okay.
I just.
I'm going to take that vial. And I'm going to what can I hide it? I want to hide it in something I've got. Hang on. I don't have anything in particular. Yeah, we'll just put it in my bag. This is in my bag.
Can use that concho. Get the fuck out of here. Flee Dodge.
Hate plan.
Yeah, just never see me again. Next week I'm a new character.
No, Selzar blows that conch and gets the fuck out of here.
Dead or alive.
Oh my gosh. And then I will return to my watch. Very conflicted about what I'm going to do next.
All right. You guys successfully sleep throughout the night as you wake up the next morning, all of you coming to.
It's on my tombstone. You're all freaks of nature. This is all Meg's fault. This is Meg's fault because I gave that fucking bitch, Kellen, or whatever her name was, that fungus, and then she had to go and fucking reverse time and take the fungus out of her. You don't take a kill from a drow, alright?
So, may I know, just as Cameron, did you kill this captain and a hobo?
No, I walked the streets in the middle of the night, and there was, like, stir in an alley. And I walked down the alley, and there was, like, a drunk, like, dirty man. And I pinned him against the wall, choked him a little bit, said some really mean things to him, and then shoved the fungus in his nose.
So you just didn't know he was important.
Yeah, I had no idea who he was. Just
Okay.
to Seldazar, he was some dirty lowlife.
That's some dark shit, though.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And the whole time I'm trying to do this, like, serious thing, these motherfuckers are laughing at me. So, yeah. It didn't feel as badass as I thought it
Because you
I
did the
thought it
fedora
did in the
trick
moment.
after you killed
I did do the fedora trick. That is true. Roll in. Had a disguise on.
And Tom posted the gif right away.
And then it was all over.
Yeah.
It's always Tom. Saldazar, upon waking up in the morning, when he... Thank you for giving me all this inspiration for RP, Cameron. When he wakes up in the morning, he's gonna kind of roll over a little bit and kind of poke himself with that little conch. He's gonna kind of look at it again, like remembering how he, like, attuned to it and it shrunk to his size, and still curious on what it does, he goes to open his bag to put the conch in. Being a man of not many things, he notices something is missing. So he's gonna kind of tip his bag back and forth, and he's gonna put his conch in, put his bag over, and kick his boots on and head outside the hut.
When you come out, I'm already sitting by the, like, what used to be a fire, and I'm excitedly holding my little shitty wig for ISO that has the flowers in it.
I saw your hair isn't fully regrown yet. It's probably about halfway.
Got Natalie
So,
Portman
little
from
pixie
V
cut.
for Vendetta going on right now. Just
Ooh.
stubble.
Keeping it.
Keeping it.
When I wake up, I'm probably
They look so gross.
Uh,
As everyone.
what?
Bye, Meg.
Hi. I just want to apologize in advance for the picture I just posted.
Oh, I see a picture.
Her cinnamon rolls.
Oh.
Oh, congrats. You probably got him pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah. That was my goal. All right, I'm gone for good. Goodbye.
I cream pied these
Okay.
cinnamon rolls. Check them out.
Calvin immediately when waking up is looking over as Salazar, not trying to be noticeable, but definitely trying to gauge reaction. I don't know if I woke up in time to catch that or not, but what do you think, Travis?
It'll kind of be, if you do see it, it's not like, it's more of like he opens his bag and he goes to put it in, and then as he drops it in there, he like takes a double look and then closes his bag and just
Okay.
kind of carries on.
Okay. Do you think?
Give me
do you
an
want perception or something?
give me an insight check,
Insight?
and we'll go from there. I'm gonna make it a high DC though, because he wasn't like digging through his bag or anything like that.
Yeah. Makes sense. Come on, buddy.
What does it mean?
I mean, I know a 10 does it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say you were still asleep at that point, as Salazar made his way outside the hut, and you kind of stirred awake at that point.
Okay.
I leave the hut. Do I see Ulfane in this lopsided ass fucking wig?
Yeah, she's holding it.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
What is that? An animal?
Oh, it's like a hair covering for ISO.
Are you talking about me? I'll rub my eyes and wake up.
Hey, yeah, I made this for you. Oh, your hair's back a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Oh! That's a lot long. That's
Kind of cute.
a lot longer than I expected. It usually doesn't grow that fast. What? You made a wig?
Yeah, it's for you if you want it.
She'll take it.
Put some flowers
It
in there.
was it was like flowers around the edges.
I would have used some of the feathers from your beard to like string like a crown, and from there like tucked in wool to make it kind of like a George Washington style. And then just like gently tucked in some like lilacs and roses into the poofs.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a little swampy on one side, but with the rate your hair is growing, I don't think you have to rock this thing much too longer.
But I mean, I appreciate it. You like put a lot of time into this.
It is a
I
little
would-
bit.
I'll wear it for a while, even if my hair grows back all the way.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, get that drawn. Thanks.
Meg, come back for a second. Hannah, break out the Apple Pen.
Do it.
Time to do my special skills. Are we all still in the hut?
It sounds like some people wandered in and out, so it seems like just Calvin and Eldrim are left in the hut.
I'll go ahead and I'll walk out.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get out. I don't sleep in really, but
Once Aldrum leaves, I'm gonna take the hut down. What's somatical? Hands, right? And as I go and I put the stone in my bag, I'm gonna turn around. And when I turn, I'm gonna flip my guitar and I'm gonna do this, just like a little like chord strum, and I'm gonna mutter something under my breath as a 15-foot radius kind of swirl goes around me and the entire group as I cast Zone of Truth.
No. No.
No!
Lock him
Is it-
up.
Is that a save?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
It guards against deception.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
everybody around make a charisma save.
I wish you casted that when I was asking Iso about how much she loved her wig. What do I? That's great for
You're
me.
gonna tell the truth now, Iso!
You really like it? You really
Oh.
like it?
I'm a fucking
I,
open
ISO
book.
was telling the truth.
I have a fucking negative.
So
I rolled a
wait,
3.
Calvin, what'd you roll? It's a charisma save.
Yeah.
A 3?
A 5.
A 5. Yeah, so you are affected. You're
Yeah.
aware you're affected.
Okay.
You just can't deceive. You can choose not to answer.
Complete the 5th.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If you so choose, which might make you look guilty.
I
So
am guilty.
What'd you get, Barry?
16.
16. Yeah, so you pass.
So-
But all of you are aware of.
I have it
Go
all.
ahead.
It looks so cool in my head. I like pick up the bead and I swing it and I strum and I mutter something as the swirl comes. And with my head down, I'm gonna slowly look up and I'll be, who went through my bag last night? As I just look at all of you.
And you would be able to tell who succeeded as well, it sounds like. So you would know that ISO and Uldrum are not under the effects of the spell, but everyone else is, including Harshnag.
Oh, and Harshnag, yeah.
Harshnag also failed.
Archnog's like, in my bag.
No need to go through your bag.
Yeah, I just slept all night.
Look over at Wolfane.
I opened it, but only so I could see if you had anything really neat and colorful that I could put in Iso's wig. But that was it. I didn't touch anything. I was just looking.
Over my eyes.
I
And I'm
couldn't
gonna
get
look-
in your hut.
And I look over at Calvin.
Alon just raises his eyebrows.
Did you go through my bag last night, Calvin?
What do you think I did?
I think that you went through my bag last night.
And why would I do that?
You tell me. Something's missing.
What's missing?
Something of mine, something my father gave me. My only protection from my mother. And you took it.
You're accusing me?
Yes.
And why is it that you think it's me?
Because I've traveled with these 3 for a while now. If Wolfane went through my bag, I don't see that she would need a reason to take anything. I know her, she would ask my permission. Uldrum doesn't give a fuck about me. And that one over there, she's been on my side since day one. Likes my music. It's always been super nice to me. We went shopping together.
Wolfbane!
What?
What
Huh?
happened in Waterdeep?
I look like a deer in headlights.
we're all just sitting in this circle.
Castle smashed out of the sky and we had to leave.
Who smashed the castle out of the sky?
The giants.
It wasn't you.
No.
What do you know about while Celzazar's asking me?
Nothing. Right? Like, I would imagine he's thinking about talking about like a family heirloom, like another fucking pocket watch or something. Like I wouldn't know about the.
It hasn't been specifically said what you're looking for, right? So I don't think Wolfane knows what. Okay, yeah. So you don't know what's being.
I haven't. I said
about.
something got taken from me. That's my only protection towards my mother, and
Yeah,
that's
that your
it.
father
Yeah.
gave you.
Yeah.
What was the name of the fungus again?
Ebon fungus.
Ebon fungus. Okay.
Funny.
So you guys didn't smash a castle out of the sky,
No,
but there
we
was
didn't.
other chaos left in your wake. And Wolfane, I'd like you to respond. Do you know what chaos Celtazar left in Waterdeep?
Do you know? A muffin
He
man?
plays fun
A
music,
muffin man?
and some
A
people
muffin
don't
man?
like it.
I appreciate it, but I am talking to Wolfane.
Wolfane's like,
I'm
how
just
did I
gonna say,
get this gig?
Calvon's clocking that ISO was not asked that Wolfane was, so I know that Wolfane's under the influence. That's why I'm just
Do I know specifically what he's talking about? Because I know, we know in
No.
a joking way, but I have no idea what
you guys
Celtar
never
did, right?
found. Nobody knows but Selbazar and people who discovered the corpse, pretty much.
Yeah, we laughed, but we weren't there.
I'm just
Okay.
fucking a scared kid, like looking between parents fighting, and I'm just looking at Celtar, looking back at Calvin.
Wolfane, would you like to know about what I know happened in Waterdeep?
Does this have anything to do with his grand world tour?
No.
No. What do you know?
I know that a man lay dead in an alley, covered in this fungus. the family heirloom, the protection from Celtazar's mother.
Is this true, Seldar?
You killed a man? Yes.
Why?
What about it?
The
Well,
fungus.
if you don't remember, that bitch that was in the cell, that I was going to help us all by taking her life, and that fucking cat. What did it do? Reverse time. And yes, it was a mistake of mine to be pissed off. I saw this man just scurrying in an alley. So I took my revenge. Just some dirty hobo on the street.
Weren't you a dirty hobo on the street when you came out of the Underdark?
But I was. I hate what I have been. It's a problem of mine.
You see on Calvon's face that you have revealed more than Calvon knew. And
Friends,
maybe
I'm
I
open
said
with
too
them.
much.
It's alright. We all make mistakes in life. But this fungus here will protect me if my mother ever comes after me.
You don't get to be
She
an
comes after me.
executioner.
You see the things that I've seen, you're a little scarred. I will say with my journeys with you guys, it has definitely changed my outlook on life, to who I used to be. But if you all find me wrong, you'll find me wrong.
What is your intention, Calvon?
Not here to help with the war against the giants. I've been happy to help, but that has not been my true purpose here. My purpose has been to investigate him. And if I find that he is culpable for what happened in Waterdeep, I am to bring him back. At Celtazar, it deeply disturbs me that your reaction to the death of a man is to justify saying it was just a dirty hobo. But I will also inform you that it was not just a dirty hobo. It was an incredibly well-respected and high-ranking captain for the Zentarim.
Oh, that makes it good.
Yeah, we've
had
cut off a few
blamed-
of their fingers.
Who had blamed the Xanathar Guild and started an all-out crime war in Waterdeep.
Well, it's good that we can't go back there.
Is that all you think about? Is how it affects you?
I don't know who this other group is.
The crime war seems like a war of two criminal groups, and we're not criminals. So if the criminals kill each other, I think it's kind of a net positive. So I think Seltzar, you did a good thing.
Killing someone in cold blood makes you a criminal.
But
No
if
better.
you kill a criminal in cold blood, doesn't it two negatives make a positive, right?
No.
But as far as Seltzar's thinking goes, Seltzar did not think they were killing criminal. He thought he was killing a lowlife. Someone down on their luck. Who couldn't fight
No.
back.
Well,
Don't know what he was doing in a dirty alley covered in fucking shit.
Yeah,
Mumbling to
he
himself.
I don't think he knew what you were doing in a dirty alley.
Yeah. Beware of your surroundings.
I think Seltzar is just a good judge of character. He was a lowlife if he was with the Zentarum.
She's always got my
They've
back.
been nothing but
She's
problems
always
for
got my
us.
back.
I'm gonna
She's
ship.
a real
I'm gonna
one.
ship her with you in the river to save us tons of time.
Yeah, I'll blow in the conch shell at the same time.
Quick, put your mouth on it with me.
Seltzar, answer me this. If it was just a lowlife, a dirty hobo, and you said that was a place that you once were in yourself, and now you're proud of where you are now, could this hypothetical hobo not have become the man that you are?
No, he was much too old. His life had already passed him.
Oh, so you're of the opinion that you get to decide when it's too late to turn one's life around.
Yes. I know I'm laughing, but Salazar is very serious. He's very straight-faced.
Hannah, you're boxing me in here to something I don't want to do. You know that? I kid you not. Talking to Travis before entering this campaign, he's like, "Yeah, you just can't fight Seltzar because that wouldn't be good for the party." I don't know what to do with this.
We've
conversation.
already been
had
there.
Party on
I
party
know,
on
and I
that
do
before.
not
It's
want
been
that.
great.
That's just what Travis asked me not to do. I'm running out of options here.
Kick his ass.
Kick his ass.
Harshnag's gonna speak up. I've only been half listening, so I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I noticed a lot of tension. Can we keep our mind focused on the task ahead, which is far more important than whatever squabbles you have going on? Perhaps we can resolve them in the future, but
My apologies, Harshnag, but
I don't think
your
this
mission is not necessarily my mission.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go. I thought we were doing something even better than a criminal on criminal gang fighting. We're saving the whole fucking sword coast. But if you want to arrest me and take me away and not help the greater good, yes, I've made a mistake. Yes, I apologize for my views on older people who are sitting in fucking squalor in the middle of the night. I've changed who I am, and if you do not believe me, then that is fine. Maybe you want to take me away and take me to Waterdeep?
Is it okay for me to call out roll persuasion on myself?
yeah, if you're who are you trying to persuade?
No. I want her to persuade me.
Oh, okay.
I want
yeah.
him to persuade me.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
And what do I roll against that? Insight or something?
Persuasion is.
Or do you want to set a DC?
Persuasion is pretty good.
I'd say you set a DC because you have a better mindset for where your character's at.
Yeah.
So I don't want to try to like override something to convince you if you don't think it would.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's the roll?
Not good. 9.
9 total?
Yeah, I have.
Suck.
Don't you have
It was-
charisma?
I rolled a
Bum.
3
Literally.
plus 6, you butt.
Hannah, I literally set the DC at 10 because
Hannah, you have an
Calvon's on the
inspiration?
fence.
All right,
If you
yeah,
wanna
I'll use my
reroll it.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Nah.
Please.
Nah, I'm
No,
not
no.
going to.
No, please do,
No.
because I'm about to fucking arrest you.
Because Saldazar's true to his word, and that's what he says. And if you don't believe him, then you straight up don't believe him. He's not going to try to persuade you. He was all out truthful with you. So if Calvon does not believe me, then he doesn't believe me.
New character by arrest.
So, let me share.
I
Some
do.
information.
I will say, if he does try to move towards me, I am going to ready a disengage.
Interesting. Okay.
Find
Yeah.
the nearest bush.
Just so I'm saying it now, so it's not
Yeah.
like, oh well, he went after you.
Calvon's not moving yet. He's gonna look at the group and go, "Time for some honesty from me. I do care about your mission. It's not my primary mission. You do not know my real name, and unfortunately, I cannot share it with you. I am here to investigate this and to bring Salazar back, and I have confirmation that Salazar is responsible for this crime. I will share further with you that I myself am conflicted about the purpose of my mission and why I would aid in the ending of a gang war that so far has caused very little harm to anyone other than those that are part of those criminal groups. My ideals involve free will, that power can corrupt, and generally power to the people. I operate behind the scenes in this capacity. I have for many years. I have been instructed to bring Salazar back. And at this point, I do think it's what I need to do. But I do promise all of you that I am still trying to get the rest of my organization to agree with me that this is not the fish we need to fry. Would you trust me in bringing Salazar back and making that argument?
The water deep?
Waterdeep.
No.
I think that's a bad idea. Yeah, that's bad.
You have my backing.
I do appreciate that, Aldrin, and I won't pretend to not understand for the other two of you.
I'm a good
however.
character. Sorry.
I hope you're trying to hide your ass cheeks jiggle and it gives you up.
I do understand the hesitation for the for you two, and I do not fault it. But at this point, I do need to do my job, and I also promise that when I do bring Salazar back, that I will inform everyone that you are not responsible for the destruction of that castle. I will tell them who was, and I will tell them that we were in a zone of truth at the time that I received that information. But Salazar, I'm afraid you are going to need to come with me.
Salazar is gonna take 2 steps back, and as he's stepping back, he's reaching into his bag and blowing into the conch.
All right. As you blow in, there's a
I love not being the
sound as Salazar blips from existence.
When I did it, he was like,
I hope he goes to the Underdark next to his mom.
me too.
Boink.
Shit!
Hannah, I did
Yo.
not want you to go anywhere. I didn't want this.
Yeah, those drow moms, don't fuck with them. Reading those Drizzt books, Jesus Christ.
As all of you are just left in the wake.
Reading those Drizzt
As
books?
Harshnag kind of like stands up and looks. Did he just blow into a giant conch?
Not gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
that bad?
I didn't know he had that. When did he get that?
I found it.
Yesterday?
Grudd Haug?
Grudd Haug.
He's at the maelstrom. And we'll take our break there.
Sounds bad.
Holy shit.
That's like a rave, right?
I was like, I'm gonna
I
eat.
was in
I'm gonna this
Cyberpunk
whole.
as a cyborg club.
Yeah, the whole time Cameron's telling the story, I'm like, I'm gonna use Zone of Truth because I haven't used it yet. Okay, got it. I have this conch, so if he does try to arrest me, I'm blowing it, baby. And I am gonna be 100% honest with him. This is me. This is Salazar, baby.
You heard in everything that Calvin is really like trying to like make this
He's
not
like-
happen at all. I didn't know Travis was gonna push back so hard in the role play. I thought I honestly thought that Hikem was gonna be like, okay, no, totally, I see it. I'm like, great, now I don't have to worry about this anymore. Instead, he was like, nope.
Well, it's
bring
funny
it back.
because when I messaged him, it was like I was driving home from work and I was like, I think I was pissed off that day. Like something pissed me off at
All right, so we'll resume here as we are still with the camp right now. As
Have fun
Harshnag
sleeping without your
just
tiny hut.
delivered the news that Seldazar is at the Maelstrom.
Where's this maelstrom?
Somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Under the ocean.
I don't have message. Fuck.
From your tone, it sounds like you just gave himself a death wish.
I wouldn't say death wish, but I don't know the current state of the Storm Giant court, and that he just delivered himself basically to the throne room. Where'd he get that conch?
I found it off of the big hill giant, the leader in that hut. Thought it
Lot
was
of
a
these-
musical instrument.
A lot of these giant leaders will have conches for back when Hecaton was still king. Be able to reach him with ease.
Well, what's your plan now then, Calvon?
Well, this may shock you guys, but I did not have a plan for that. Does anyone know how I can send a message to Waterdeep?
Start
Raven,
walking.
Bird. Maybe in Beliard you could hire someone.
Maybe where? I'm sorry.
Beliard, the town we're going to next.
Okay. That'll do. For now, I'll stay with the group. My mission is still Celtazar. If we're heading to Celtazar, then I'll stay here. I do believe in your cause. I do.
I get it. Anyone else have anything to say? You're all very talkative before.
Bully you, ISO. Don't let him bully you.
I'm scared for Seltzar. Is he gonna be okay over there? Looking up at Harshnag.
Of the state of the court. The court being in disarray is the reason why all this is happening, it seems like. Hecaton's gone, presumably dead.
Probably have like other conch.
Cox.
Honks.
Conch. They probably have other conches over there, right?
It's fine.
Crocs? Do they have Crocs over there?
They're a one-way trip from what I've heard of them. Conch gets you to the Maelstrom. I believe from there the Storm Giants might be able to teleport back. That would make sense how other Lears get back, but I've never had a conch before. It's typically reserved for leaders of clans.
Me.
Sure, that Thane had one, but I never thought it was important to ask.
He put himself into the predicament, he can get himself out.
Team Salazar, I knew it.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. I mean, I know I had your support earlier, but Celtazar was still a compatriot of yours.
I liked me.
I don't have any
He's
ill
still in
will
this.
for
He's
him
still
to
in the
die,
zone of truth.
but I do not respect him. People who kill innocent,
Damn.
not about that. It's not the person who I thought he was.
But wasn't the guy like not innocent in the long run?
He didn't know that.
You cut a
I
finger to an
it
innocent
still
man.
happened. It's still
There's
Makes
a line
sense.
that
Maybe-
no cross separates us.
This may be hard for you two to see, but you're both right. This is not black and white and not as cut and dry as we would believe. And people are complicated. I'm not an officer of the law. It's not what I do. My work is to pull strings, really. Work in secret. And that's why I can't tell you more. And I'm sorry for that.
You should face justice for what he's done, not die.
My fear is I'm not sure if justice will really show its face if I bring him back.
Then
That's
why
my
are you
main
working
concern.
for them if you're so concerned?
I don't work for them. I work within my organization. And my organization currently believes that this is the best course of action. I still do intend to complete my mission, but as I said earlier, my intention is to advocate for Zeltazar.
Well, if you do bring him in, I have strings I can pull too. And if I feel like he's going to be harmed, killed, disposed of, I'll pull on them.
That's good to know. I do appreciate that. All of you, your candor is appreciated.
For now, something's bigger than Zeltzar, and that's getting to this place and finding out what's going on. Maybe that opens a path to the Maelstrom.
Well, it said this oracle answers any question that you ask it. It's all-knowing. Could ask it how to get there, how to retrieve him.
Calvon looks at Wolfane and ISO, kind of a little longer at ISO. ISO seems to be the most upset. And just goes, I can travel somewhat, remove somewhat at a distance, make myself not seen as much as that would make you more comfortable.
No, I think it would make me more comfortable if we could see you.
Fair. Wolfane?
I think it would be best if we set out on a more honest path with each other now that we know each other's secrets.
I mean, to be honest, some secrets.
Right. Cat partially out of the bag.
Yeah, like an ear. Like an ear. Maybe part of the nose.
No, I think we should be totally honest with each other. That's probably the best thing. Honesty is the best policy, after all.
Oh man, I can't look at your face right now.
But I mean, one thing that would be good while we're traveling is if you start thinking of ways to find Seldzar and get to the Maelstrom, and you want to bring him in for justice, but just finding him and getting to him in general, that's probably a good thing to start thinking about.
Well, I think Harshnag is our guide in that.
I already told you all I know.
The Oracle's
More
our
than-
best path. We have time
Okay.
to
If you- oh, did you mean guide as in your guide to the Oracle? Then, yeah. I
Sure,
think.
we'll say that.
Yeah.
That might have just been Cameron being dumb there, but yeah, we'll say that.
I only know roughly where it is, so.
I'm just gonna get on this horse.
Make sure you say debutante.
Yeah, debutante just standing there.
I ain't touching Debutante. You can have ISO pick him
What
up
the
with her.
Yeah, one of my true friends.
You can take your
pick my
two
horse.
fucking minions. Minion A and Minion. She's kind of paying attention. She's
excuse
kind of
me?
thinking other things. She's dazing over there.
More horses. I want them all.
Look at him. He's a sweet boy. Hop on your generic horse, Aldrum.
I'm fine.
Is someone taking debutante? You guys leaving debutante?
Yeah, would you kill an innocent horse?
Wow.
You wouldn't download a horse.
Barry flexing his not generic horse.
So generic.
I
That's
will whisper to my dragon, which will, for the most part, fly above us, like very high, to where he looks like a bird to common folk, and I'll ride Seltzar's horse.
All right, I forgot you brought a
Look
horse.
at, look at
I don't
you.
have a horse. Yeah.
Show it.
Yeah. All right. In that case, you guys begin your journey to that day. So we will cut to the man of the hour.
Guys, good news.
Salazar.
Just got another thing back for another interview. So
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Don't bring
Pew,
fungus.
pew.
is it with the Storm King?
yeah, it is actually.
There you go.
You're
got
fucked.
this. You got this.
I got this. It's me, Salazar Arkenduis. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Is there anybody here?
Hello.
Just fucking echoing off these big ass fucking walls.
So Salazar, as you blow into the conch, you feel a rush of magical energy encompass you as there's kind of like a flash and you can't see or hear anything for a moment. And then you appear on top of a glowing glyph carved into the floor of an alcove. You appear to be in the northeast corner of a rough-hewn chamber. The moist walls surrounding you are covered with bioluminescent lichen, snails, starfish, and barnacles. Tiny, harmless crabs crawl across the floor in front of you, avoiding the sigil. As two storm giants with great swords on their backs reach for their weapons and look at you.
Hi.
It's in-
Oh, look at them. It's your beard.
Who are you? What is the meaning of this? As their voice booms throughout the chamber.
Hello? I blew into this thing, and this is where it brought me. I was in danger. I was trying to escape.
You another assassin?
No, I'm just a
Sent to
bard.
kill one of the royal family?
No, I don't even know where I am.
Give me that. He's gonna reach his hand out towards you for the conch. Takes it from you. One of them looks and nods at the other. Come with me, as he's gonna gesture towards you to go southward.
I need a compass, just normal south.
Yep, normal south. He is going to gesture for you to go down this hallway and follow behind you.
I need to avoid any crabs. Step on any crabs.
Oh, wait, for those. Watch out! Don't get crabs.
Oh, crab. Oh, don't step on him. Don't step on him.
Into the door.
This one right here?
Yes.
Okay.
You open up. The door itself is sized for small folk. As you walk into a
Bed.
pretty nice quarters. The bed frames are made out of barnacles, but the beds themselves look nice and lush. It is a well-lit room containing furnishing sized for small folk.
You call me small?
You will wait here until I speak with Miriam and Nim
Okay.
about what is to be done with you.
Okay.
As he's gonna slam the door shut as you hear a lock.
Hey, is this the bookshelf or browse around? Anything good in? Anything here? Oh, is this where I shit?
As you look at it, there's a bunch of children's books.
What do they think? I'm just because I'm small? I'm a fucking child? I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna take a shit in the shit pot and hold it all there.
Are you doing anything else in there? in the meantime?
No, I'm just gonna kind of look around, like look in the little cabinets, see if there's like anyone's stuff, like if anyone else has been here or is here.
As you look through, there's like pajamas and just like normal common clothing. The pajamas themselves they're fine quality. They're not like silk or anything, but they're fine. They have various sizes for just you can tell it's like accommodations for any small folk that visit.
Yeah, I'll just hang out and wait. I don't have anything else to do.
All right.
Just kind of sit, I guess, sit upon the bed and just think about everything that just happened. Kind of soak it all in.
All right. In the meantime, we're gonna cut back to the other group while you are imprisoned inside this chamber.
This prison, sign me up.
Off here. All right, so you guys, with the day ahead of you, have about a day's ride to Belliard. As I assume you're just continuing onward.
Saddle up and ride.
All right, you guys make your way much of the rest of the day until eventually you do arrive at the settlement of Belliard. Pick up. As you get closer to it, Harshnag's gonna look at you. You crossing the stone bridge after this?
It's probably the best way to go.
We had an issue with it before, but it's by far the most straightforward path. So I'd agree to it.
All right, I'll meet you at the base of it then.
Oh yeah, he doesn't go into town.
As you guys walk into the settlement of Belliard. Did everyone see that, or did I forget to do?
I swear to God,
Got
if those two giants from the last town are there, I'm gonna.
But yeah, you walk on in. Are you guys going for anywhere in specific? Belliard itself, if you recall, is a small little town at the intersection of the Desserin Road and the Stone Trail. Very popular to cattle ranchers, but you can tell that they're sparse around here right now, as there's the tavern and the blacksmith place, as well as just settlements and farms.
What time is it?
It's probably about like 7 p.m. by the time you guys get to town.
If there is one, I'm looking for somewhere where I can send a message. Doesn't have to be magical, just somewhere where a message could be sent.
Yeah, they have like a small little post office place with a lady like sitting nearby,
Okay, that's where
like
I'm
at
going.
a little desk. Good evening, Sonny. How can I help you?
Hello, good evening.
Picking up or sending?
Sending. I need to send a message.
Okay, what's your destination?
For purposes of this, can we say that there's some sort of inconspicuous PO box that?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Cool. I tell her this spot.
Right, sounds good. And do you have the letter on hand?
Do you? I'm so sorry. Could I trouble you for a piece of paper and a pen?
Just shaky hands as she reaches under the desk and slides it forward with an envelope.
Okay. And I write down no names. Return to assignment. Confirmed guilt target. Confirmed innocence of group as whole for larger incident. Under zone of truth. Attempted to apprehend target. Target teleported to the maelstrom. Remaining with group in pursuit. And I'll just do dash like at the end, just dash K.
All right. And there's like a wax seal there for you to seal it as well.
Awesome.
Thank you. I'll get that sent out right away. We send a dove, and then someone in the town will distribute it.
I appreciate it. How much?
A gold piece.
Gold piece, huh?
Sounds like every male lady I've ever met.
You're welcome. Send a lot of mail. I really know these mail ladies.
All right. I'll say, well, since you did give me the pen and paper, fine. Thank you.
Don't mention it. As while he went into that little post office, did you guys wait around or were you guys going?
I went to the tavern.
Tavern.
All right, so the rest of you arrive at the tavern slightly before him. Or it was an inn and tavern.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of it.
Margaret? I don't know. That's on that picture. That's on
The Watchful Night.
I go up to the innkeeper.
Need a room for tonight. Also, no, it's a good amount of ranchers. We took down, I believe I talked to you maybe before, but there was a hill giant encampment south of here.
Oh yeah, you guys are back. You sent Roderick.
Long time.
You ended up going back?
Yeah. It's cleared out. There's even decent amount of livestock left over.
Well, that's excellent. I'm sorry to say that we gave the reward to Roderick, but if you want to speak to him, he told me that if you ever came in to send him to you so he could talk to you about it.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. Not worried about the reward. Just wanted... There's stuff there. Get you guys going. This whole valley seems to be broken from the destruction that they wrought.
And I don't want to alarm you, but do you know if you're being pursued at all?
Could be why.
There was some shady individuals in here not too long ago, about the time right before you sent Roderick back, was when they left. When Roderick told us that you're Uldrum, right? Just to verify, yeah. When Roderick came back, he had all your names, and he told us about you guys, and those shady individuals overheard, and it seemed like they were pursuing you. Some fellow in a blue robe
Dragon.
seemed to be their leader.
Was there a dragon on him? Small? Placed anywhere? Tattooed anywhere?
The others had dragons on them. I don't remember one on him. He just had a staff.
Is he handsome? Like a very handsome man?
I said, do you have your staff out right now?
It would be like slung over my back, I guess.
That one right there. Do you have that exact one?
This? He had that?
Yeah, he blue robe. He had that staff.
Oh,
Oh.
Seemed to be following you.
yeah, we dealt with him.
Clearly, apparently.
Now it all connects.
Well, sorry, I just wanted to give you the heads up. They were waiting for your return here, but you guys never came back this way.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Probably won't be the last time someone's looking for us.
But yeah, Roderick's over there. And I'd say at this point, Calvin, you come into the place.
Yeah. Okay.
How much for the room?
Sorry, sneak into this place.
Yeah, sneak it. You give me a stealth roll.
Of course.
Just 5 silver pieces each room. They got 2 beds, so it's up to you how many you want.
23.
I'll just toss the 5 silver.
You're good.
I'll hand over 5 as well.
And I will. Sorry, did I overhear how much silver it was?
Yeah. As you're walking in, you would hear.
It was 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I will slide a hand 5 silver on as I just walk to the room. So continuing to like stealth, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want them wondering if I ever made it into the inn.
Did you do a sleight of hand roll just as well?
Yeah, I got it right now, and that is a 31.
I don't even think I
ISO,
have
you
to
should have
ask.
never given me these gloves. Yeah, because it's base 15. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you slide it without issue.
Alrighty. Then I go upstairs to my room.
I'll walk over and sit next to Roderick.
Oh,
Go with you. You guys made your way back.
We did. Glad you made it safe.
Oh,
Yeah, we
thank you
were
again
worried about
for.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much for saving me. Otherwise, I would have been a hill giant snack. If I would even be that.
You'll be glad to know that it's dealt with. We came back and cleared it out.
Oh, that's excellent. When I came back, I let them know where it was, so they had that reward posted in town. I got the money here. I figured if I ever ran into you, I could give it to you.
You sure you don't want it yourself?
But no, it's if you don't mind, I kept 100 as for my what I lost, so I can rebuild.
Sounds like a deal to me.
But I have the rest for you here. As he's gonna start fumbling through, like his little satchel on his side, and he's gonna pull out 400 gold pieces.
Just toss it to ISO.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Start sorting through it.
And did the innkeeper tell you? I hope I didn't put you in any harm, but some fellow in blue overheard me when I was telling them about you guys saving me.
It's fine. It was dealt with.
Oh,
They caught
well,
up
I'm
to us
glad to
eventually.
hear that.
Listen, make sure the town knows that there's a good amount of livestock down there. Spread the word. I don't know. I don't see the hill giants coming back there for a good amount of time, so getting out of there now. And they don't have a leader, so they're going to be scrambled.
Well, everyone that's left is really down on their luck with no livestock, so I'm sure they'll flock to the opportunity to get some. We'll muster a party together.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're in good health. It's an honor to meet you.
You as well. And thank you again.
Um, yeah, I'll go up to the bar and just whatever you have for dinner, I'll just take standard. Doesn't need to be anything fancy.
Yeah, we have a little bit of mutton left over if you want some of that.
It's fine.
And sorry, it slipped my mind as well. Did you ever find Haryana Hawkwinter? That woman?
Unfortunately, I didn't.
It's a shame.
It
We
is.
sent that boy to live with his grandparents, so hopefully he'll be safe enough.
I'm glad. If she's still there, we didn't get the chance to stay there, but it should be clear to look for her. I mean, I know that's what she was after. I went there with the intention of finding her, but just didn't work out.
I'll have him keep an eye out.
Good. She deserves a proper burial.
All right, the rest of you getting mutton as well?
Sure.
I'm sleeping.
All right, it'll be 2 silver pieces for the mutton.
Send over 2 silver pieces, and then I don't have to use a ration today. Yeah. Oh, I'd eat it. Then, I mean, if everyone else is sleeping, I'd go to bed.
Going to bed after eating my mutton.
Or that.
I would say that thinking of Waterdeep again, as Aldrim, like, frustrated about the day, like, tosses his bags and his axe down with, like, a large thump, remembers that day and what it took to get out, and specifically that his basically stepfather was there at the very end and is still alive. And would just think about it for a bit before getting a glimpse of that beach that day in his dream as he'll go to bed.
Anyone else doing anything for before bed?
Nope.
Don't. I think other than just Calvon's frustrated for other reasons, and just feeling conflicted. But he's not doing anything. He's just his brain's just going more active than he wishes it would.
All right. Let me see here. All right. So you guys awake the next morning without any issue, as you make your way down from the room after a peaceful night. Is you doing anything when you get down there? In the morning when you get down, the bartender's back to the bar, tending it.
Let's approach the bar and. What do you have for? Do you have anything for breakfast?
We have some apples. That's pretty much it. Been running low on food in this area, but the hill giant's gone. Hopefully, things will change.
I'll take an apple for the road, and hopefully the food gets better here soon.
Yeah, I heard rumors the Emerald Enclave was setting up position in Golden Fields to try to regrow some of the crops with haste. So,
I think that's the
good.
ultimate punishment for Saltazar is for bread to come back while he's in the maelstrom. Plentiful.
yeah, I mean, with the news that you gave us yesterday, I think spirits are going to be high for things to turn around in this area.
And it definitely will turn around.
Silver piece for the apple.
Over the silver piece. And
Silver for an apple, man. This is some inflation.
Things are dire.
I'm walking out, hopping up on Sasha Grey.
Did you split up that gold? Are you holding?
Yeah. I still have all of it. I filtered it all out.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Don't know about
continue
you
to.
anymore.
I'm gonna continue to kind of. I'm actually gonna stealth out of the room. I'm not really interested in any awkward interactions right now. And 26.
Good.
And I'm just gonna kind of take a seat and just kind of keep an eye out for the group and overhear what the plan is and just join them on whatever it is.
All right, yeah, you see Iso buy an apple and then head out the door. Uldrum and Wolfane, what were you guys doing as you came down?
I do
I
the
assume-
same. I do the same thing, but without stealth. I just walk by everyone and go through the door with my axe
Alright.
on my shoulder.
I would just leave. I'm not gonna buy anything.
All right. Yeah, so you'd see Iso buy an apple and you'd see the others just walk right out.
So I'll just continue to follow them then.
When Wolfane and Uldrum come out, I'll flip you both a coin purse of 100 gold each.
What is this?
That's the share from. I guess it was for clearing out the hill giants, basically. Roderick had the reward. He said he didn't need all of it.
It was the reward
Okay.
that we were told before when we first tried to clear it.
I'm gonna toss it back to Isa.
Okay. I'll dump it in with the rest of my money.
Climb on my horse.
I'm going
Well.
to hop on debutant.
Where's Calvin?
Imagine if she just starts talking like Saldazar.
I'm
I
ready.
don't know. I haven't
Slowly.
seen him. Oh, you're sneaking around again after we kind of said less sneaking.
Not sneaking so much as sneaking.
It's the same thing.
Sorry.
You just said the
I
same
just-
thing twice.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I did, Aldrin. My apologies. There are moments when I am most comfortable when I am not visible.
Just tell us where you're going then.
I'm following you.
I mean, in general. Be appreciated, as I'll kick my horse and get going. And go towards.
Oh, Aldrim's mad at me? No, not Aldrim.
Aldrin's mad
West
at everyone
towards
now.
the
He
storm.
doesn't like the
Stonebridge.
group right now.
Hey, calm down, you. Dad's angry on
I
vacation.
was mad at work, and I was like, and then I text Travis, I'm gonna do something lawful
Yeah.
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do something lawful.
What are you mad about at work?
You.
Oh yeah, all the fucking hard work you got going on.
Going around the corner, and basically head across that bridge.
Yeah, so you guys meet up with Harshnag at the base of the bridge and begin your journey west towards Westbridge. It's going to take you about a day to get from Belliard across the bridge and just a little bit of headway from that. And then in total from Belliard to Westbridge is going to take you about 3 days. I don't want to get the timelines way ahead. So right now we're going to cut back to Seldazar, a couple hours pass and nobody has come back yet. Are you doing anything?
I probably would have fell asleep on the bed.
Okay. Because it was morning time. So you're taking like
Oh,
an
was
afternoon
it?
nap. Yeah, because it was morning when you teleported.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're bored as hell.
let's see. Give me fucking children's books.
Children.
There's no pop-ups.
Ah!
Get all fucking excited.
Looking at what I have, I guess he would have came back into the room, kind of sat down, just ruffled through his backpack, took a look at that letter of invitation that they got because he kind of forgot what that was. Oh, what else do I got in here? I played the horn. I have a horn decorated with bronze depictions of dwarves arriving up from the underground into the sunlight. When I was looking at the horn, reminded me a little bit of where I escaped from. So I played that for a little bit. Played some pan flute, drank from my water skin. And then I laid down and I took a little afternoon snooze.
All right. Yeah, you take an afternoon snooze, you wake up, and you kind of have trouble sensing how long you slept for during your afternoon snooze, as the chamber itself is the same exact color within, hasn't changed at all, the lighting or anything like that.
I'll just get up and I'll kind of look around the room again. Does it look like, do the walls and stuff look like moist, like they did out there?
Yep.
And are there like crabs and snails in my room?
Yep.
Anything on my bed?
No, the beds are very tidy.
And I'll just kind of get up and really fucking bored. Walk over here and just start looking at some of the books.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what else you want me to do.
You don't have to do anything. You can just wait. I was just more curious if you were going to try to leave the room at all, or if you're just gonna wait here.
No, I don't know if you saw how big those guys were, but I think it would be smart for me to just stand pat.
Okay. In that case, over the next few hours, I assume you're bored. You're playing instruments here and there. It's not keeping your attention. You're like looking at these books, and they're like children's books about like the three hags in the enchanted swamp and stuff like that. And you start reading, and it's just like some bullshit story that you don't care about at all. But eventually, after a few more hours, you do hear loud footsteps approaching your room once more. As the door will open.
It's to me.
You have an audience.
I like audiences. Do they like music?
As you head out of the door, you hear a powerful female voice accompanied by haunting tones of a masterfully played pipe organ coming from the stairs over to towards your west. Up the spiral staircase.
Okay. Yep, that's a puddle of water, not a spiral spin. Up. Oh, which way is the smoke rising? Do I go left or right? This looks like a trick. This looks like it's the base.
All right.
Yeah.
You make your way up the
Riveting.
staircase. As you go up the staircase, music fills the hall when you first arrive. The room itself is split into 2 levels. It's split into 2 levels. There's a 15-foot high raised ledge that hugs to the walls to the north and east of you, and there's gently sloping ramps leading up to it. The acoustics are excellent, which are coming from a barnacle-covered pillar of hewn rocks that rise to meet the vaulted ceiling. And there's a huge crystal window that allows light in, that casts a beautiful pattern on the walls. As you're looking at the pattern on the walls, you can tell that the light is being refracted by the water, and you can tell that you are underwater right now. As you see sharks and fish swimming around through the crystal window. Under the crystal window itself is a hulking crab with colored nodules and hollow flutes of beautiful coral growing out of its shell. The creature itself is a living instrument, and when one of the nodules is tapped, the motion tickles the crab and causes it to exhale a burst of air through one of its coral pipes, producing a deep tone similar to that of a pipe organ.
Where's
Seated
Sebastian the crab?
Under sea.
Everything's better.
Under
When it's
the sea.
better.
Take it from me.
Seated at the crab right now is a storm giant dressed in all white who's playing the crab pipe organ. And to the left of her is another storm giant who is wearing a barnacle hat, and singing and producing a very loud and beautiful song as the storm giant leads you up. You have the pleasure of speaking to the Lady Mirian and the Lady Nim. Bow.
Right here. I'll bow to them.
As you walk up, and this is what you see. As you bow, and the music stops, and they both look at you. And that's where we will end tonight, because I am not ready for any of this. I didn't even have the walls on this map that I was going to show. I was like, well, fuck. And yeah, I don't want to get, like, the rest of you guys like 3 days ahead of Seldazar and stuff like that. Before I know if Seldazar's dead.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Say all the wrong things.
Yeah, please don't be dead.